Stories tell of 50 years ago of a local warlord named Shard Sauturik that led a temporary alliance with some of the desert gnolls in an attempt to overthrow the local rulership of New Rhea. Little, though, did Shard know that his winning military campaign would come to a screeching and sudden end as a superior force from the neighboring province of Mihatori arrived to help defend their friends of New Rhea province. Shard was last seen with his last remaining Gnoll warriors fleeing into the desert region known as the Sand of Sorrows. He was never seen or heard from again. No one knows what happened to him or his warriors after that. We jump to the present time. Word has gotten out among some of the historians in the city of Mazar, where you are located, that a map has been found and delivered to a local well-known historian by the name of Nata Durich. Supposedly, this map and these writings are handwritten and tell the story of Shard, that he survived the desert and how he found an ancient ruin in the desert full of mysterious writings and reported untold riches inside there. He notes, though, that he had to flee the ruins, though when a mysterious mist appeared from the walls of the ruins and enveloped him and his noble warriors and began to just decimate them in front of him, he was able to escape, according to these writings, which are purported to be verified and factified that they are his writings himself and not some charlatan trying to create havoc. The local historian Nada Durich has offered a reward for brave few adventurers to come forth to go and locate these ruins again based on this map. All he asks is you return any magical writings, books, tomes, or any kind of magical items to him for examination into the historical artifacts of the city of Mazar. His offer is that any coins or gems, necklaces, things of that such that you find will be given to you for your services. So we jump to an early morning in the city of Mazar where you are located. And word has gotten to you, Yang, if you'll tell me about who you're playing and what you're thinking as you're going to the office of this historian to meet him.
I'll be playing Robin, the halfling. Robin is a halfling archer who makes his living by participating in various archery competitions held around the region. He has recently earned the coveted gray fur vest by finishing first in the 23rd Mazar Open Invitational Tourney. His aspiration is to shoot like the best and get fame and fortune so that he could afford to add another meal between brunch and first lunch. On his way to the meeting, he's looking forward to setting on this adventure so that he would gain even greater fame by hopefully making something of it. Yep.
All right. Sounds perfect for Robin. We jump over to a very large figure making his way down the street. Crystal, if you'll tell us about who you're playing and what his thoughts are about going on this adventure for the historian.
So Smash is a half orc who used to live grown after it, abandoned him because she couldn't take the stir. And then to make matters worse, as he was surviving and doing well on his own some midday, and they took him into custody, claiming that he was going to work the mines and stuff. And Smash went along with it. He's not a bright fella. He just someone out. But recently he kind of got bored with working in those mines. I mean, they worked them like really long hours, good food. So he decided to leave. And this morning, as he's walking around, suddenly this guy's like, "Oh, will you go and like get these magical items for me?" And Smash is all like, "Smash," and yeah, that's how Smash got on this mission.
All right. Now we jump over to Rush and Michelle. If y'all can tell us about who your characters are and maybe your thoughts on being hired by this historian.
So Artesia would wake up in the morning and immediately fix a pot of tea and serve it to her friend Elbreth. And Artesia comes from the Sylvan Woods, and she's out here at this city, which seems to border near a desert. She's on a pilgrimage per se, just more of a see and learn about the world kind of thing, and her friend Elbreth has decided to accompany her. She is a martial artist who is follows the way of the she's with an elven, I guess you'd call it, monastery, called the Order of the Seven Woods. And the order, the wood that she chooses is the willow, which is known for, willow trees are known for having extremely strong roots that are large and very hardy and survive despite being damaged, things like that. So that's sort of the path that she follows. And as far as getting hired by this individual, she simply sees it as yet another way to learn and explore and meet people of the world. And that will be Artesia the Willow.
All right, perfect.
And I will be playing Elbereth. She is a spellcaster who primarily focuses on healing. Her main goal in life is just to heal and help as many people as she can in the long life that she's living. She met Rush's character. It was just a happenstance. They just happened to be in the same area, and the two of them became very good friends. And now she has decided that she is going to travel along with her on her pilgrimage just to see who she can help out along the way.
All right, sounds good to me. As you four have made your way to this small office of the historian Nada, some of you may have heard of him, depending on what kind of background you would have had in maybe local history or something. He's a pretty well-known historian in the city of Mazar. But as you make and approach your way to his office and you four finally arrive together, you see he's a very short man, about 5'6", 5'7", slim build, with a very receding hairline for his age. He appears to probably be in his early 40s, you would think. And he's sitting there with a cup of this hot coffee. And you see scrolls and books and pens and papers, just maps all strewed around his office and on his desk. But as you four come in, he takes a sip of his coffee and puts it down, and he goes, "Well, I believe that this may be something that will benefit all of us. As I have told you, the offer I have for you four is to find any of the artifacts, or supposedly there are some type of magical writings and books in this ancient ruin, and I ask you to return those for the history of the city for me to study and put them into the archives here. But any loose coins or gems or necklaces or things of that such that you find, you can split those among yourselves for your troubles. I have a map here that is part of the things that we are pretty sure came directly from Shar, that he evidently did survive the desert, but of course no one ever saw him again. But we're pretty sure that this has been documented to be his belongings, and I'll be glad to show you the map if you would like to see it."
What kind of stuff is around this office?
What do you mean, what kind of stuff?
Like, are there any like trinkets or statues or anything?
No, it's just all papers, books, scrolls.
Okay. Smash looks at the man and says, "Smash no read."
Well, I understand though that you probably have talents that may come of use of the dangers in the desert. I believe that's where you will serve the best.
Smash fine food.
Ooh, I like food. I'm there. Your name is Smash, you say?
They call me Smash.
Well, good to meet you. My name is Robin. They call me Robin the Quiver. And I don't know how to read either.
Robin, good to eat.
I hope you're talking about the birds?
Artesia would just kind of shudder a bit and politely ask, you said, it was a map that he had, or?
Yes, so let me present this map. It's not very well drawn, but being from the area, you can can locate some of it the best that you can.
He
shows you this map that shows the city of Mazar in this drawn line. It goes out into what all of you would know about the Sands of Sorrow, that they are, no one really goes into them because of the reported creatures and things and just the extreme heat there. No one really goes past the first part where you see the oasis there with the palm trees. But you can tell that he tells you it's probably going to be a good 2-day trip to get up into that mountain range of where the X is to try to find the entrance to the ruins there.
So Artesia offers to take the map and hands it to Elbreth, and as she does is say, if it's quite all right, both of us are capable of reading. We should probably take those.
Yes. Let me put it in one of these scroll cases here. We would need to protect it. It's it's an ancient artifact, and he'll hand you a scroll case to wrap it up and put it in.
So she would hand the scroll case over to Elbreth, since she's the magic user, and has probably a better understanding on how to keep it safe.
Yeah. And Elbreth would nod, and she would take the scroll or the map and put it in her backpack that she carries with her.
So it seems like we're going to be traveling together?
So it would seem, little one.
What are your names?
So she would look at you, and she's obviously, you can tell that she would definitely have the look of being half elven, not quite as pointy-eared as Elbreth would be. And she says, I am Artesia.
And Elbreth would look at both Robin and Smash. She would just kind of have a little bit of a glaring look at Smash, knowing that he's an orc of nature, and would say, I am Elbreth, and I perform the healing arts. And yes, we will be accompanying each other on this quest.
Well, you guys have an idea.
Smash.
Sorry.
Yeah, you guys know whereabouts we can set out to, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you said we could figure it out pretty easily from looking at the map.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell the general area of how to follow it on the map from being from this area. You would know the general location of how to get to the general location of those mountains.
So she would say, with the map's help, I think we'll be able to manage, yes.
I'm really bad at reading maps, so I hope I don't lose you guys in the desert. It's going to kill us
Smash
if we...
no read.
Yeah, I don't read either. I don't read maps.
It's okay. I think we'll be fine. as the gentleman here said, everyone has their talents, I'm sure. And she kind of looks over at Smash a little bit, and she says, "So we'll working together. I'm sure we'll be fine."
When you look at Smash, he's like he has his like pinky in his ear, and he just like pulls out like a wad of like earwax, and he just kind of sniffs it, and then he like just rubs it on this person's desk.
And Elbereth looks at him with disgust.
Ew, watch it. You almost got my shoulder there.
Nada is looking down at his desk while you four are making your introductions and seeing all this go on, and you see him scribbling on some papers, and as he's having second thoughts about some of the people that he's hired. But he looks back up to you and he pulls out some old, worn parchment. He goes, "Well, these are supposedly writings from what we can prove that come and were written by Shard, and it's in an ancient language that probably none of you would understand, but I will try my best." He talks almost like a madman in some of the writings here. It says he lost his mind or something. But he speaks of some type of mysterious writings that he found in the ruins, and that these writings come alive, and a mist enveloped and just took over his warriors, and that he actually was able to flee with a couple of them and escape the mist, and he never went back to the ruins evidently. So, but like I say, these writings are so scribbled up and just almost incoherent from a madman. But like I say, all of you have your talents of what you can do, so I think you four will be the best. But just be safe and take plenty of water, because once you get past the oasis on that second day, it's going to be difficult traveling. I don't really have. I have a couple of camels that you could take if you want to, but I don't know if they'll support the weight of at least one of you as he looks towards Smash.
Camel good for eating.
Well, no, that would be you'll have rations now. Don't eat the camel unless it's something happens.
Could I have the 2-hump camel?
Oh yes, there is one like that. Yes.
I love those.
2 lumps are better than 1.
Yes.
Yeah, between the lumps, there's that little saddle area that I can sit down. It's very, very comfortable.
Well, I do believe that I would not be opposed to that, but she looks over at Smash, but we will not be eating the camels.
Paying you attention.
Artesia asked, the writings, do you have samples of the writings that you spoke of?
Yeah, he would offer
Smash
the
over.
parchments for you to look at.
So she would take those and hand them over to Elbereth and see if she's somehow able to make heads or tails of them.
What's your intelligence, Elbereth?
Hold on 1 second. Uh, 17.
Roll me 4d6 and let me know if you get equal to or under your intelligence.
My dice aren't good enough for you.
No, I'm done. 11.
She got 11 under 17.
All right, perfect. You're able to read some of this. You can tell it is an ancient language. It's not used here anymore in this area, but you're able to pick up enough words that appears to be pretty much Nada is saying it. It's a lot of it's just incoherent babble, it seems, and you gather the meanings of some type of mysterious writings that was on some of the walls there, and maybe some frescoes that were painted of ancient things that Shard makes comments about, and also appears to be, like he described, as some mist just come out of nowhere and just took over and started to just decimate his warriors, and that he fled to save his life, of course. But a lot of it's just incoherent babble. It's just all jumbled up together. Some of this is.
Well, okay.
And it would probably seem a little strange to you the way it is. I mean, you would have known maybe from stories that, Shard was a pretty sharp gentleman with a lot of intelligent wisdom himself. It just seems like, this is something, whatever affected him or this, or if this is really his writing, something affected him. It just, why would he write in all this babbling talk?
Yeah, so she reads the writings and she explains to everyone else. It appears that he may have been possibly under a curse or maybe under a spell, because most of what is in this writing just doesn't make sense. So he was either possibly intoxicated, possibly under a spell, or maybe just not in his right mind. So I do believe that we probably should set off as soon as we can.
So all we have to do is find these writings and come back, and it'll make us famous, right? Is that right, Sage?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Oh, well, I don't know about being famous. I am not one to seek fame and fortune. I am just here to help those who are in need. But, if fame and fortune is what you seek, then I'm sure maybe that is what's part of your path. I just do not know if this particular quest that we will be on is going to be what you seek as far as fame and fortune.
Well, he looks over to Nada and says, "It will make us famous, right? And rich, maybe?"
Well, as I've explained to you in the contract you signed, any riches that you find that consist of gems and coinage and things of that, you were able to keep it and split it between your party of four. But any historical type artifacts will be returned to me for putting into and cataloging into the museum here. But as far as being famous, I'm sure word will get around of your exploit and the dangers that you were able to face and come back safely, I hope.
Artesia would put a hand on Robin's shoulder and just kind of pat him and say, whenever you do something like this, there's no telling what might happen, my little friend.
Yeah, we may become really rich and famous. I'm really excited to go on this journey. What about you guys?
She tries to Artesia try to stifle a chuckle and say, yes, very excited. Did we want to leave today, or did we want to leave the following morning? Tomorrow morning.
Smash hungry.
Well,
You said it, big guy. I'm super hungry. I missed my second lunch today.
well, it sounds like maybe we should leave in the morning and get our new friends some nourishment.
So I reckon that's what we would do.
Yep, and you're able to. And also, Nada, the museum that he works for, and part of the city funds also they'll provide you a tent. Since it's going to be a 2-day trip there, you're going to have to camp. Probably you would think by looking on the map and from what he tells you that once you get to just maybe the oasis or just past that, it would be probably a good place to stop the first night. But they give you a tent that you can set up for the four of you.
Okay.
Y'all are definitely able to leave the next morning if that would be fine by Nada too.
So the only thing that Artesia would want to do prior is she still has most of her coinage left because she didn't have to buy too much. Well, I won't say most of it. She's got some of it. She's going to go by the local butcher and try and find a large hunk of like salted dried beef that she can stick into her backpack, along with a couple of like 2 extra water skins, if that's possible.
Yeah, Nana would reassure you to take plenty of water, even though you can probably refill at one of the oases there at the end of day one. But he would tell you to take plenty of water because this time of year, once you get out deeper into the sands of sorrow, it's going to be hot and miserable.
Do I have any point left?
Yeah, it should be written right there. Once. How much?
And you would definitely be able to get one of the better butcher shops to do that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a price on that, or just?
I will say a couple gold, I would think, to get you're getting some of the best cut there is. And water, of course, would be provided free by the city itself. Nada would make sure that you could fill up all of your water skins, or if you wanted to take maybe like a small barrel, a cask of water or something too.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll make sure we've got plenty of water.
Yeah, Robin buys an extra cask of water, and he also stocks up on food. Gets like the double portion of falafel, shawarma, and all the local meat product that he could possibly load up on his double-humped camel.
Yes.
Perfect.
The local kosher deli. Boy. Awesome.
What about Smash? Anything you want to do that extra that day?
I mean, Smash is just following these people around. He knows that's what he's supposed to do.
And Smash is the taste tester, I guess.
If they tell him to carry something or ask him to carry something, he'll. But like, I mean, he doesn't have enough sense to understand exactly what he's doing. So
at some point after buying the large salted beef, Artesia would cut a decent sized strip off of it and hand it to him, and let him know that we should have plenty to eat. And then after that,
is it already?
Yeah, it's cooked and salted. It's like smoked and salted, cured beef. So it's so that it won't spoil in the backpack. So or at least very quickly. And then after that, she'd probably just spend the rest of the evening just, I guess, in meditation.
Sounds good. We jump to the next morning as you leave out pretty early. All of you 4 meet at where Nada has the camels ready and the water and stuff. As you head out that morning, it's really a pretty nice day. It's almost like 5 degrees cooler than normal. When you hope to yourselves that the weather will hold as you enter. And sure enough, following the map is pretty easy. And by the end of that afternoon, you meet a few merchants, traders, or something on the road at first, or close to that road that is marked there on the map. But as you get closer to the end of the day and start making yourself to the oasis, as you see it come in sight, you can tell you probably got another 30, 45 minutes, an hour at the most before it's going to suddenly turn dark in this desert and probably cool off for the night.
Okay.
Are we at the oasis?
Yep, you're 5 minutes away from it. You can see it there on the horizon, so it will take you another 5 minutes and you'll be there.
Okay.
All right. I guess if we're like 5 minutes out, I guess we'd want to try to scout ahead to see if there's anybody, if the oasis is clear or what.
Yeah, I mean, does one of you want to go like a little bit ahead of the rest of them to see?
Okay, well then I guess
if they tell Smash to, he will. But I mean, he's not going to volunteer because he's not very intelligent.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just ride into the oasis there.
Yeah, and it's very quiet. I mean, you see some tracks from probably camel tracks and such and foot traffic, but none of it appears to be, as far as recent within the past few hours or maybe even any time of day. But you find an oasis of cool, clear water, but you can refill water skins or anything you wanted to, water the camels that you have with you, and everything's really peaceful and quiet. And it's cooling down, already cooling down even more so than it usually has at this end of the day. And don't forget, you have that tent, if you want to set up the tent for all of y'all.
Yeah, and I've also got one of my own as part of my adventuring gear that I selected for my. I think I got 4 pieces of additional gear.
Right.
So I'll say we probably just set both of them up, get a fire going, and I guess there's probably not much in the way of hunting that can be done here.
Smash. I'm guessing the big tents they sent us with, like one of those big cloth things. Smash doesn't really understand those. He's always lived on his own. So using his survival skill, he's going to start collecting like big pond fronds and stuff, and he's going to start trying to like make himself like a little lean-to.
Perfect.
Well, I guess we'll leave it up to Robin as to whether he wants to explain to him that he can sleep inside the cloth house.
Yeah, the halfling approaches him and says, "Well, we have this cloth house. We can set it up for you so that you can sleep comfortably. How about it?" It's very easy. Let me show you. He goes over there and he tries to set the tent up, but being very low in intelligence as he is, he tries multiple times but ends up failing. This isn't as simple as they make it out to be. Maybe we should talk to those guys. And approaches the other two.
So Artesia would go over there with a head shake and assist in setting the tent up. And then kind of open the flaps so that Smash can see that he can get inside and sleep if he wants. And then she would go over.
Smash will come.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, Smash is kind of amazed by this. Like he's seen this before, but it's always like like other people that sleep in them. Like back when he was when he was hitting rocks for those people. Like the big people with spears, they got to sleep in cloth tents, but he slept in the cave.
Poor Smash. He's had a tough life.
By the way, on his right leg, he still has like a shackle. It's just it has a small bit of chain on it. It just looks like it's just been ripped off the wall. Like I said,
the little halfling, goes right next to Smash and taps on that chain and says, "Hey, what's that?"
Boot people give me.
Ooh, where?
In cave.
They give that out in caves? Wow. He looks at him with his mouth open and says, "Hey, you want some food?"
Smash hungry.
I got lots of food. We skipped the second dinner tonight, so this might be a great time to eat. Pulls out a bunch of his stuff and sets it on the tablecloth and invites everybody to dig in.
Hunting his game, so he's thinking about going hunting. He's not really sure he likes having meals just handed to him.
Have something you want to take it.
Salty. He's chewing on one of the preserved meat.
It says that I, for my on survival, that I can find enough food and water for myself. So can Smash just like go around the camp and like maybe lift up some rocks and find like some big lizards or something that he can cook up?
Yeah, let me read that. Isn't it a half orc deal?
No, it's a barbarian. Barbarian.
Barbarian. Okay.
It says barbarian benefits while you are in the wilderness environment. You're able to find food and water necessary to survive.
Yeah, just roll me a d6.
Okay. Dang it! Where did I put my dice roller? Oh, there it is. One.
Oh yeah. Tell me what you find to eat.
Yeah. So there's this big rock over by one of the oasis, and Smash knows like, oh, that place is those kind of places usually hold stuff. So he goes over there and lifts it up, and yeah, sure enough, there's just like some big old geckos that were hanging out at the bottom, near the lake, kind of getting ready to crawl inside for the night. And he just finds like 4 or 5 of those. And he'll just take like he'll make himself a fire, and then he'll just like make himself a spit and like shove the geckos on it and just kind of like start roasting them over the fire.
All right. Do you offer any of it to the rest of them?
I mean, like they have meat.
Hey, that smells pretty good. Do you mind if I have some too?
Yeah, Smash thinks about it for a minute as best he can, and then he'll like one of them that's cooked, he'll like pull it off the stick and like hand it to you.
I'll trade you some cheese.
He holds up some aged cheese.
Oh, cheese. Yeah, Smash hasn't had that in a long time. Yeah, he'll take some of that for sure.
It tastes like chicken.
Elbert looks over at what they're eating, just has a winced look on her face and continues to eat what they had brought, which was the rations that they have.
Just keep an eye on the camels.
Exactly. Just keep an eye on the camels.
As it progresses into the later evening after you have your meal and refill water and such, what kind of watch system do y'all want to have for the night?
The halfling jumps up and says,
I'll take the first watch, guys.
She says if yeah.
Are you okay?
Whoa, dude, my brain just completely short-circuited. I forgot what my name was and everything for a minute. Holy crap. Yeah, if he wants to take the first one, Artesia will volunteer to take the second.
All right. Elbereth, would you want to take the third or the last one, knowing that Smash will probably do, whatever you instruct him to do?
Yeah, I'll take the last one.
Okay.
You need to tell Smash that he'll take the third.
Okay. Smash watch what?
Watch for predators or people who may want to try to hurt us.
Smash looks around a little bit. No, nobody here.
Robin, you take the first watch, and y'all are able to finally talk Smash into closing his eyes and resting. Robin, your watch goes pretty good. In fact, it starts getting a little bit cooler than you would think it would. It's maybe getting your little cloak around you even tighter or whatever, but nothing happens, of course. Artesia, your watch goes by pretty much after Robin wakes you up. Nothing. You just hear light wind blowing out into the desert. No signs, no sounds, or nothing to indicate any kind of anything around you. Smash, they're able to wake you up and explain to you that you're supposed to, keep an eye for the next couple hours of things, and you just sit there looking straight out into the desert, I guess, and nothing happens.
No, actually, Smash doesn't understand why he was woken up. So when they tell him to go outside the tent, he just goes to his little lean-to and goes back to sleep.
Well, luckily for you, the rest of them, nothing happens.
Well, here's the thing: is like he has as a half orc, he has this perk called Light Sleeper. Half orcs are often paranoid, often rightly so. They are awakened easily from sleep and are not surprised in the normal 1d6 roll, or on the normal 1 on the 1d6 roll. So like,
yep, and you're lucky; nothing happens at all. Your light sleep chases everything off, evidently. Elbereth, your last little watch brings the sunrise, and you start feeling the light wind and breeze coming across the oasis and some of the water rippling through. But nothing happens that first night at all for any of you. It's pleasant, and it's starting out to be a little bit warmer this morning. You already feel the stickiness in the desert is Nada instructed y'all that it would probably get pretty hot on the second day going further into past the oasis. But yep, you're able to sit out unless there's anything you want to do special that morning.
I would like to try one thing real quick, maybe two, but we'll see. Like with the trees and stuff that are around, is there any way Smash could maybe like take some of the branches and stuff and maybe construct himself like a bow and some arrows?
Mm,
I mean, he's like a barbarian.
Yeah, roll me a d6.
Okay.
Start with.
I got a 4.
You start working on it, and you get frustrated enough that you think you were getting pretty close, but you accidentally break part of it, and you give up on it. You were close.
Yeah. Dumb boy, and he just like throws it. He nearly hits the halfling by mistake.
The halfling approaches Smash and says, "Hey, what you doing there?" And then he hears the roar and says, "Well, you almost got me. What you making over there?"
Gonna make bow.
Bow? Well, I got another set of bow here. Maybe you can use them. And he presents him with another one of his fine competition grade set.
Yeah, Smash kind of looks at it, but it's like he's never seen anything that finely made. Like, he always just made his own stuff. So, like, he just hands it back because, he doesn't really know how to do anything with that. Like, it's not up to his standards or down to his standards, maybe.
Well, I'm not just giving it to you. I'm letting you borrow it. So, if you want to use it and give it back to me later, that'll be great.
Nah, he just shrugs you off.
Okay, I got another. He scampers off.
You start out, get the camels all going. They're still alive and kicking this morning. And head out on day 2. You follow the map the best you can, leading off to further into the Sands of Sorrow and hopefully to this hill range of things. Like I say, it's starting to warm up quite a bit. But you all notice these small brown clouds start clustering on the horizon at first, about 2 hours into your travel on the map. Then you start noticing they quickly grow to just dominate the entire sky in just these big, huge clouds. Then the sound comes. A terrible howling starts to fill your ears. The sand starts picking up and stinging the eyes and the faces as you're trying to cover yourself up of you and the animals, and it just starts filling the air. The wind starts picking up also, just starts ripping at clothes and some of the backpacks and things on the camels and on yourselves. It's getting pretty difficult to see more than just a few feet in any direction. And if you're talking to each other, you have to just yell over the wind. As you know, you're walking the direction you're supposed to go, but you also know that there's a sandstorm that's just hit you and coming past you at this time.
Ow, it hurts. The sand is hitting my face. Albrecht, what should we do?
Cover your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, smash off a little piece of the like the loincloth thing that's like covering his private areas. He just rips off a little bit at the bottom, and then like he just like wraps it around his head, so he makes like a little mask.
Ooh, that's disgusting.
So we're in this sandstorm. Is there any kind of caves nearby where we could maybe try to take shelter from it? Because I'm assuming the tents are completely gone.
Well, we were traveling.
Oh, we were traveling? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've traveled about 2 hours this morning, and you haven't seen any kind of the hill range or anything yet, or anything to indicate any kind of natural shelter at all. You're just pretty much stuck out in the desert itself right now.
All right, well, I say we all get behind Smash.
So
He's the biggest one.
what Artesia would do is get the camels together, and kind of watch what the camels would normally do when the sandstorm would come up like this. And usually, what they'll do is lay down.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do, she would do following Smash's example, only not using his loincloth. She would use some cloth of her own and make a mask around her face, and then get the camels together so that they can, like, because they'll huddle together, and then she'll get down in betwixt them and motion for everybody else to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of huddle up into the middle of the camels, using the camels as windbreaks.
That sounds perfect to me. The rest of y'all follow his lead, or her lead, I mean.
Yep. Robin
Nah,
does
Smash just kind of stands around.
Come down here, Smash, with us.
that. And Robin comments, I thought the camel smelled bad on the top side.
Oh, God.
Smash, do you stay out into the storm, standing there facing it head on, or do you finally give in and go to your companions?
I mean, if nothing else, he'll just lay down where he's at. I mean, like, he's a barbarian. I mean, he knows how to survive this kind of stuff. He's had to deal with it all his life. He's not worried about it.
All right. Sounds good to me. You're able to do these things that have been said and get through the storm as it dissipates and continues on past you. And everything comes out good. I mean, everybody seems to be no injuries or no effects from it. You wipe yourselves down. You get the camels back going. Continue traveling, following the map, probably for another, you feel probably another hour or so into the day as you're traveling. And then you see quite a ways ahead of you, start seeing maybe some of the sand dunes or sort of what you would think would be this hill range that is shown on that map. And of course, this is a big, wide, open area, but are y'all going into single file, or how are y'all traveling along, walking along?
Well, Elbereth would be standing next to Artesia because they're friends, so they'll be walking side by side.
All right.
Robin, being the eager guy, he's out in front.
I mean, Smash is just kind of following along, so he's probably in back. Like, he's wherever he needs to be.
Yeah. Artesia would be kind of up near the front, since she's, of course, after Smash, probably the sturdiest of the group.
That sounds good. We'll say, Robin, you're just a little ways ahead of them as you're walking along, since it takes you a little bit more, being shorter to the ground, of going. You're moving along, Robin, across this sand. And some of it's blown in off of this storm, and some of it's already been there, of course, for months, years, or whatever. But I need you to make me a saving throw.
Is that D6?
No, D20.
D20. I'm sorry. Yep.
Does everyone or just Robin?
Just Robin.
14. What is his save?
That should be a pass. I would think you're probably 12 or 13. Because you get +2 anyway for being a halfling.
If he's a swordsman, it's 12.
12, okay.
If he gets +2, then it's 10.
Yeah, you made the pass, Robin. Robin, you're walking along and you look down and you just see the ground underneath you. You see the sand start to purring underground as this opening comes up in the ground. And you're able to jump out of the way from falling into this hole. But as you look down into this hole, this is what you see coming up towards you. You see these tentacles start reaching up, and this gaping mouth at the bottom of this hole that is opened up in the sand is reaching up towards you and your party.
Oh no! He jumps out of the way and then scampers back and runs all the way back behind Smash.
Yeah, Smash takes his hammer and says, "Sand Eater."
And Robin is yelling all the time as he's running towards Smash and says, "Smash! Smash! Smash!"
Yeah, and you see these tentacles start coming up above the ground, all of you now, as it seems like it's reaching and trying to sense something close to it that it can grab. But luckily, Robin was able to get out of the way quick enough to run back. It's probably 10, 15 feet in front of y'all where this opening is now.
No, get close.
No.
We could just go around it.
So Artesia would kind of look around, being unfamiliar with this creature, and would look at Smash and say, and try to speak in a language easier for him to understand, would say, she would say, "Sand Eater, can we kill or no?"
No kill.
So then Artesia would look back at the rest of the group and say, "Listen." Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He says, "Sand protect it.
Protect it. Okay.
It eat camel."
Oh.
Oh,
So-
we have to protect the camels.
I got you. So she would look around the other group and says, "Well, I guess that means we're going around then." Like that.
How big is the hole?
It's opened up into a good probably 20, you would figure 20-foot, almost not perfect diameter, but pretty much like that picture was. It's opened up quite a bit. You see 4 or 5 tentacles just flailing around above the ground now.
It's like 15 feet away from us, though.
Oh, okay.
Can
Yeah.
that creature move?
Let's not stick around to find out.
Well, I'm just gonna get my
Smash
arrows
never
just in
see it
case.
come out of sand.
Yes, I think we should get out away from this creature as quickly as possible.
She's already like leading the camels to go around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely able to do that. I mean, there's of course plenty of room to veer to the right or left around this thing and all that. Y'all are able to do that, and everything is secure as you continue to move and follow them out. Nothing else happens. Close to the end of that day, you would know it's getting almost dark again as you come into this ravine. You see this ravine. It seems to be gouged out to almost a sandstone outcropping as it's gouged out as you start into this ravine. And as you start going into it more, it seems like the interior of it has been sheltered from most of the wind and drifts of sand. There's not much sand drifts that have come in here, just a natural area. As you're getting closer and moving on further into the ravine, it's getting, there's still enough light to see, but it's going to get dark soon. And everybody roll me a D6. If you get a 1 or 2, let me know.
I got 2.
I got a 3.
I also got a 3.
Smash got a 2.
Robin, you see it first, and maybe you bump Smash, or Smash looks up at the same time as you say something, but you see what appears to be kind of a dark square opening that can be seen into a cliff face of the way you're going, close to the end of where this ravine is. Appears to be, it doesn't appear to be naturally made. There's some kind of opening up there.
Hey, Artesia, Elbreth, Smash, what is that?
And he points at it.
Elbreth looks up where he's pointing. It appears to be some kind of opening.
It's a hole.
It's a hole.
Should we go in there?
If we do, I would definitely proceed with caution, because after what we just saw, I am not looking forward to finding another tentacle monster in a hole.
Man's gotta go back.
Is this the area around here? Like, is it rocky or is it like still sandy?
It's both. I mean, it's a natural sandstone, but there's not, like I say, there's not much sand. It is actually blown in here. It's been buffeted away by just the natural sandstone cropping itself.
Okay, so Smash will say, Smash never sees sand eater in stone.
You brought this thing, you gotta go put this.
Well then,
Artesia, both you and Elboref, as you're looking at this, you both look down maybe at the map, or one of you, if both of you look, and you're looking at the map itself, and it almost matches where the map is marked of where you're at now. You would think that if this is not the exact place, that you're pretty close to it.
Okay. So she would just Artesia would kind of turn to others and say, well, we could look in the hole, the opening, but I'm not sure that's where the, what's the guy's name that hired us again?
Nada.
Nada?
Yep, N-A-T-A, Nata.
Not.
So I don't think this is where Nata wanted us. We're not quite where he wanted us to go. Does it look pretty dark inside the opening there?
Well, I was going to say, as you're talking, and you probably keep approaching it safely, as you get closer and able to see it closer, this is what you see. You see a perfectly cut 10-foot by 10-foot opening in this cliff face. I mean, it's man-made cliff face, but what really, I guess, maybe would shock you to some point is you see a large stone door that you would think would have been in that 10-foot opening that would have been there, but this door has just been pushed out into the sand in the rock area, and it just has been shattered in all these different pieces. It looks like it's been laying there for quite a few years, but you would think whatever shattered this door, it had to be something pretty great force, powerful. But it's definitely some type of entrance into something.
Is it dark?
Yeah, once you get up out, there's some natural light still coming that illuminates just a few feet. You can probably see 5 or 10 feet down this passage.
Okay. So Artesia would try to walk, I guess, stealthily maneuver up to the door, and she has keen vision, and so she would see if she's able to see a good bit down into the inside and see if she can see anything.
All right, and where's the rest of you three at? Are y'all all grouped up there together, or?
Yes. Smash looks at the. He looks over whoever has it. He looks over their shoulder, and he points out where the X is, and he says, "No, this no right area. No lines here."
Say no lines.
Yeah, because the X. Artesia would say, probably not, but I'm just gonna go look.
Yeah, we could take a peek. Maybe we could sit down and have some lunch, supper, dinner.
Elboref, as you four are discussing this, you see the camels get real nervous and start moving and edgy as you see them start moving, and trying to, maneuver along a way. But you also notice the sand the light sand that is outside of this entrance in this ravine where you're at, you notice it start moving, and you see these 4 humanoid-looking creatures appear that are coming up out of the sand, and they are desiccated and appear to be naturally mummified by being exposed to this desert climate for so many years. And once you see the desiccation of them and closer, but they're not humanoids, they're actually gnolls. And they all 4 start stumbling, walking towards you forward, armed with all these different kind of armor and weapons.
Would Smash have ever seen gnolls before?
Oh yeah, you would know. Everybody would know what a gnoll is.
All right, yeah. So Smash is going to take out his hammer and go, War Dog!
Artesia would take her feet, since she's probably walking without, just in bare feet, and just kind of wiggle her feet back and forth and down into the sand and take a stance and just
all right,
pull her hands up into a fight stance.
Yeah, we'll go straight. Yang, roll me a d6 for initiative. We'll go straight into initiative and go from there and see what happens.
You got 4?
Your group gets to go first because they had a 3. They're probably roughly, we'll say, 20 feet away from y'all, 30 feet at the most. But you see the 4 approaching your group as they're just stumbling along. And like I say, you can just see the desiccation. It appears they've been just naturally mummified by laying and exposed to this desert for so many years. So however y'all want to do it on y'all's group, whoever wants to go first on the line, y'all work it out.
Leveling his arrow, he says, "Target practice time," and then let loose an arrow.
And you would also know that these creatures are HD 1, so if you're a swordsman, you can have your extra attacks on them.
Yep. So he shoots and hits armor class 8.
Good lord, what did you roll?
3.
Oh wow. You were close, but your arrow goes flying by at your first one.
So I can keep on shooting 5 times. How many? What level are we? 3, right?
You're level 3, so yeah, you can have 3 more shots at that one.
Okay. You got 9, so that's is that 14?
Yep, that hits him.
Okay. 1d6. 3 points of damage.
You see this one stumble, the one that you shoot with your arrow. It stumbles into the sand, and you think it's not going to get back up, but it stumbles back up barely as it starts coming towards you again.
And he shoots another one, and boom, misses. And I think that's his turn. He shot 3 times, right?
What do I need?
All right. Yeah, the one you took a pretty good chunk out of it. It was able to get back up as it's maneuvering towards you. So I guess Smash, or you want to go next, or whoever.
Yeah, that's fine. Smash will take his big hammer and charge at one. I mean, just whichever one's closest. Like, he's not going to be picky.
Yep.
And oh crap. No, and I miss with a 5.
Well, just to let y'all know, these are going to be pretty easy to hit. Hopefully, you'll need to hit an AC 10.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I get like 2 more attacks, don't I?
Yep. Well, it'd be 4 total. 3 plus.
Okay. Second attack is a 10 to hit.
Yep, that hits him.
Oh, nice. Okay, then I do. Oh wait, I forgot. I get like a +2 to attack and damage. I forgot about that. So I hit him for 4 damage total.
Tell me how you smash this one in 2 then.
Okay, so yeah, so I come in the first time and I'm like, I swing like sideways, but he jumps back, and then Smash says, "Bad dog," and he like just brings his hammer straight down on this Noel's head, and like it just caves it to the ground.
Nice.
Yeah, and as soon as it starts caving down, you see it just poof. He collapsed into the pile of sand there that you can't even tell what it was just moments ago.
Okay. I only get like multiple attacks against one, or do I get to hit another?
No, you still how many do you have left? 1 or 2
2
attacks left. Yeah.
The book says
All right.
you get extra attacks. Period. It doesn't say against anything else.
Yeah, as many as long as they're standing, I think.
All right. So then the next one, he 12 to hit.
Yep.
And hits for 6 damage.
Tell me how this one turns into a pile of sand.
Yeah. So I just like bring my hammer like as I'm running to him. I just like hard, and he just kind of like flies off like a foot or so before turning into sand.
Yep. So there's one that's severely injured walking along that has got an arrow in him, and then there's one more left that has not been touched.
Okay, I'll go to which one's closest to me? I mean, whichever one's closest.
It would probably be the one that's not injured, because the one that stumbled and fell, it's 5 foot behind his group now.
All right, so the last attack, and I run up and I slam, like bring my hammer around my with a mighty swing at its head, and assuming that I kill it with 5 damage, I just pop its head off.
Yep, his head pops off and starts rolling, and as it starts rolling, it just like he was untethering some type of mummified deal, but it just starts and turns into a pile of sand itself. So now we are up to Artesia and Elbereth. Then, as you see the one with the arrow sticking out of it coming towards, and it's walking towards Robin.
I'm gonna knock an arrow. I'm gonna hit him with an arrow.
Alrighty.
I got a 7.
+1, so.
+1, so an 8.
You will miss it barely then as your arrow goes by it.
So with the arrow flies by and misses its mark, Artesia will move forward and commence to make an attack. She also gets. So first one is an 18.
Oh yeah, and you can tell me how you finish it with 1 HP left.
Okay. So this is she's just gonna just run up, and as it like lurches at her and she just stands there with her bare hands, she's just gonna like throat chop it right in the neck and just knock it down.
Yeah, and it just explodes into sand itself, and none of the bodies on the left that would indicate these were gnolls. But Elber, if you had a good look at them prior to this battle, and you definitely knew that even the desiccation of the mummified looks as their skin was all dry and leathery looking, you would still know that these were definitely gnolls. And the first thing you're going to think of is the story that was told by Nada in reading the papers you read, that Shard supposedly had an army of gnolls. So you would probably, if you're intelligent, you would gather that this possibly is definitely the location of where you need to be.
Okay, so thinking, or I should say reflecting on that, she looks around and she would say, well, while there is not a giant X in this area, I do believe this is where we are supposed to be. And then she just kind of looks at Smash and just half smiles at him.
That's still the best line yet.
That really is. That was a good one.
Wrong place, no lines here.
Smash doesn't really pay attention. He's kind of like digging through the sand, trying to figure out where these creatures went.
Where they went.
Where they came from. Exactly. So with that, Artesia would then move to the opening of the door and peer in and see what she can see.
Yeah, and like I say, there's enough natural light still coming off that you can see about 5 feet down, and you see what appears to be a small hallway at first, and it seems like there's going to be a staircase going down, but you know that it's definitely going to have some type of light sources from that point on. It's dark.
So she would look and call back to Smash and say, Smash, there's a stairs going down. That's probably how you get under the sand.
Yeah, Smash will grab his hammer, and he heaves it onto his back, and he begins making his way down the stairs.
You got dark vision?
I do. I don't believe I do.
I don't think so either. What are y'all going to do for a light source then? because it's dark. I mean, you can't see anything.
Lantern.
No, I don't have that.
I do have a lantern, so Elbereth is going to take her lantern out of her pack and light it and say, "This will light our way."
All right, so we're going to have Smash going down. This is roughly 10 foot. As you get up there, you see the staircase is pretty wide, and you also notice that the stairs are closely fitted stone blocks that you can tell that whoever or whenever this was built, it was carefully built and constructed, and it was probably top of the line back then. But Smash, you want to go first, you say?
Yeah, Smash will go first. He wants to kill all these war dogs. He doesn't like them.
What about Elbereth? Are you going to come second with the torch? I mean, with the lantern?
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go third?
Artesia will go right behind her.
All right. And Robin, you're going to bring up the rear, it looks like.
Yep.
Sounds good. And you begin, like I say, your way down these stairs, and you can see they're going to go, you would think, appear roughly 30 feet just outside of your lantern light, maybe a little bit longer. These stairs are going to go, but you maneuver about halfway down it. And Elbereth, you see on the wall there's some kind of writing and a mark that is up on the wall there. And if you want to try to look at it, you can roll me your intelligence 4d6. Let me know if you get equal to or less in your intelligence.
Okay. I got an 11.
All right. You notice that this is something maybe you've seen a little bit before, the writing. You could tell it's an ancient language by the name of Natalese, Natalese, Natalese writing. And it hasn't been used for, many years that you would think of, or if it has, not many people do use it anymore. But you can indicate the scribbles that is up there is a sign of danger. Is what it indicates.
Ooh. So she reads it and then she looks at everyone else. We need to be very careful. According to the writings up there, this is a dangerous area.
And this is 30 feet down. The staircase goes down like this.
Yeah, this writing is probably you see appear by the lantern light. You would think you're going probably the stairs the end about 30 feet, maybe 35. You can just barely see the end of it. But this writing on the wall is roughly, we'll say, halfway. You're about the 15, 20-foot mark now.
Okay.
What's so dangerous about it?
Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to find out.
That's not helpful at all.
Well,
No, the writings were not specific. They just said that this is a dangerous area.
Smash more dangerous.
Well, I believe you, Stash.
Smash, are you continuing on, or do you stop and listen to what Elbereth has to say, or how do you want to react to that?
Kind of what I would like to do. So she points out like where this thing says like danger or whatever, right?
Right?
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the writings
So,
or
like,
the scribbling.
So what Smash wants to do is he wants to like grab a handful of sand and he'll just like take a little water and like make mud out of the sand, and he's gonna like copy those symbols like onto his chest.
Okay.
Nice.
So it says danger across his chest.
He's definitely able to do that.
I'm just going to just kind of stand back and chuckle and then lean over toward Elbereth and say, well, I know you didn't care about there being an orc, but you have to admit he's really entertaining.
Alfred, I'm sorry.
She's got the giggle fits. Hold on.
I'm sorry. So Alfred looks over at Smash and just kind of chuckles and says, well, it's not wrong.
I'm not going to tell him he can't do it.
No. He's not wrong. He is dangerous.
So With that, Artesia would continue while Smash is riding on himself. She's going to continue down to the bottom of the 30-foot long staircase and see what she can see.
Oh man, Artesia, you walk 5 feet in front of them as the floor collapses under you, and you fall 30 feet down into this dark pit.
No save?
Nope. You ignored the danger sign. You'll take 9 points of damage as you fall 30 feet down.
Ow.
And you fall into this dark, dark pit. And the first thing that you look and see and feel are these desiccated corpses of other people that have fallen in this pit that you're laying in the middle of.
So as Artesia goes down and hits the bottom, as the rock collapses, you hear this squeaking feminine oof as she hits the bottom. After which there's a moment of silence, and then you hear, I think I know what the sign means. Like that. And she says, Smash, give me a rope, please. Like that. Oh no.
What?
Nothing.
All right, so Elbereth is going to take her rope out of her backpack and lower it down, and she looks over at Smash and says, Smash, can you help me pull her up?
Yeah, Smash will agree.
Before your friends pull you back up to safety, Artesia, what would Artesia do down there? Would she want to look around at any or not, or?
Yeah, I guess with the lantern light up above in my keen vision, I should be able to still see down here pretty good. So I guess I want to search around down here.
Yeah, and like I say, you see these corpses are all mostly humans and stuff that are just, they've all been fallen into this trap, and unfortunately, they didn't have enough HP to make it back to the top. But sure, you're able to look around. Roll me a d6.
All right. I got a 6.
Well, even with a 6, I'm going to give this to you. Pick a even or odd.
Even or odd? Let's go with even.
All right. On one of these corpses, you're able to find underneath of it as you reach there what appears to be a handle, a pommel of a dagger. And sure enough, you pull out a dagger on a sheath that had fallen off one of these corpses. And you can make a note down if you want to. If you want to use this or give it to anybody, it's a bronze-handled dagger.
All right.
And it's probably worth about 350 gold if you want to find a buyer for it.
So it's definitely nicer than the one that I've got.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So she would stick that in her belt and then hold on to the rope as she gets pulled up. And
yeah, they're able to get you back up with pretty much ease. Of course, I mean, you're very maneuverable and dexterous yourself. So, yeah, you're able to get back up there.
And she would look at Elbereth as soon as she gets to the top and say, that hurt really bad. Can you help me?
Yeah. And Elbereth is going to, I use my spell to cure light wounds?
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to look to see where the spell is in there.
It's
should be D6 plus 1, isn't it, I believe?
D6 plus 1.
Yeah, it sure is.
And I got a 4. So
Yay.
you heal for 5.
That's not too bad.
So I need to make sure I use 1.
And Elbereth also, I guess Artesia, you probably do you show them a dagger or not? Of course, that's up to you.
Yeah. Once I get up there and get her to heal my legs, she would pull the dagger out and say, well, this was laying in the bottom of the pit. If nobody lays claim with it, then I'll probably use it while we're here and possibly sell it. It looks like it might fetch a fine price.
I do not need it.
Elbereth, as you look at it, though, roll me a d6 as you take a glance at it.
Oh, all right. I got 3.
Yeah, you as soon as you start maybe to hand it to Robin or Smash to look at or give it back to Artesia, it's like you pause for just a moment as you start to hand it to one of them, and you look at it again, and your fingers start tingling as you feel that this thing has some type of magical property to it.
Ooh.
And you're able to relay that to Artesia. Artesia, you can now note down is actually a +1 dagger, +1 to hit, and +1 to damage if you use it.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Smash doesn't even touch it. He's just going to say, "You find, you keep."
Aww. That's so sweet.
Unless you're a dog.
Well, yeah.
Bad dog.
A war dog.
War dog.
That's a nice looking dagger.
Indeed.
But yeah, y'all are able to get over the trap, jump over it, or make a way across it. Of course, it's still open in the floor itself. It hasn't reset yet. But sure enough, you look back, of course, Elbereth, and you see that sign painted on the wall. It was just 5 feet from where this trap was, and I don't know. It may indicate that's what it was talking about, or it may indicate something else. Who knows? But as you continue on to the end of the stairwell, sure enough, it goes about 35 feet now. Once you start getting the lantern light on further, and it opens up to a very large room, a square room that is 20 feet in width and seems to be 50 feet across. And it appears to be a very large open room. As you start looking around, the walls of this rectangular room are decorated with patchy remains of these large plaster frescoes that were painted probably many years ago. You can start seeing different drawings of like fishermen that are hauling nets into these boats. And some of them display these farmers that are out working in a field next to a large river. And then overseeing, it's like it seems to be above them, but there's no clouds or sky drawn, but it appears like overseeing and overlooking them is a depiction of this richly dressed man that has a crown on him. It appears like he's just sitting there watching over them, over these frescoes. Some of them are chipped and all that, but that's what you can tell about the majority of them, what they depict.
Okay.
Is it on the wall, you said?
Oh, you broke up, Crystal. I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. Did you say it was just like a painting on the wall?
Yeah, all these different paintings and plaster frescoes have been painted on the walls.
And
Okay.
you said it's 20 wide and 50 foot long.
Yep, 20 by 50, correct.
You see any exits?
It continues. You're going pretty much come in from the north, so you're traveling south, directly south. So you see the hallway stuff keeps going to the south. Besides that, you don't see any doors or anything else around this room.
Okay. I guess we'll search around in the room then.
Yeah, none of y'all have to roll. You look around this room pretty good, and all you find is these paintings on the wall of what it's been described, what it depicts on the walls, and the rest of the room is pretty bare. There's nothing here, no kind of furniture, no kind of altars or anything to indicate anything. It's just a big, bare, huge room.
Wow, what an odd picture. It's got that man in the crown, and there's so much water, and we're in the middle of desert.
And he looks over to Artesia.
What does it all mean?
Elbereth looks and says, maybe this is the land of whoever resided here at one time.
Artesia would also speak up and say that sometimes landscapes change over time. Deserts exist now where they were once lush and green, and vice versa. Sometimes there's deserts that which are now rich forests. It's time changes everything.
I think they just wanted to play the water.
Smash is going to reach up at the image. He's going to try and take that crown.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Okay. He looked slightly disappointed. That was a cool crown.
Who's that man wearing that crown?
Would we know?
I don't
No,
know.
even Elbereth. I mean, even if she tried, no, at this point she would not know at all. Anybody would.
Okay. So where are the exits you said again?
The only way to go would be continue south, directly south, and it's still open. It's that 10-foot hallway that you've been traversing down. It still goes south.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else in the room that we can find, I would move to the southern exit.
Yep, and we'll continue the same order and stuff as you're walking along, and you go 20 feet, and it opens up into another strange proportioned room. This room appears to be just like the hallway. It's 10 foot. You can go east or west, and it appears like both ways to the east and the west are very long. I mean, it's a very long hallway itself as it branches off east-west. Or you can also continue south. The hallway continues south.
Okay, so it's a T.
Yep, a T intersection pretty much.
And left and right are both very long.
Yeah, right or left, east and west are very long. Appears to be very long because it appears to continue to go outside of your lantern light if you shine it down that way.
So Artesia would turn and look and say left, right, or straight.
I say go straight.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
So yeah, I guess we'd move through the intersection and keep heading south.
All right, you continue that passageway and get up there. Where your lantern light starts reflecting more. Sure enough, it continues the 10-foot hallway or passageway. And as you're moving along, you start noticing on both sides of the walls, the east and west walls, these carvings of these stone skulls that are lining both sides of the hallway. And the air seems to be getting a little bit more stifling, a little bit more warm than it was. I mean, of course, it's hot and stuffy down here as it is, but you all feel that stuffiness in the warm air as you maybe start beating up more sweat and all of that. But you notice, like I say, these carvings of these stone skulls that appear to be every few feet as you're making your way.
Okay, no writing.
Robin, as he passes one of the skulls, peers in and taps it with his finger.
Yeah, you tap it, and you tap in stone. Nothing happens.
Okay.
And he runs his hand over it and feels it to see if it'll come alive or anything.
No, and what you inspected, I mean, it's definitely a humanoid skull. It's not any type of weird creature or anything. They're humanoid skulls, but nothing happens at all.
I'm sorry. So all we ran into, I missed that. So it's just a skull here?
It's carvings of skulls every few feet on down both sides of the hallway.
Okay.
No writing or anything?
No writing or any kind of frescoes or anything. Just these stone skulls are lined up on both sides.
So I guess we would just continue south.
Yeah, like I say, we'll continue if it's okay. Smash, I guess you're first. Elbereth, Artesia, and then Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Smash, you continue probably another 10 feet or so as y'all have inspected and get what you would think, maybe about halfway point, and you start all hearing this hissing sound. And as soon as you do, you see every skull lined up in front of you on both sides, in front of you, behind you. This stuff shoot out of it as these acid spits on all of y'all. And everybody make a saving throw.
How far down from the T intersection is this?
To back the way you're from, you're probably a good, I'm going to say 30 feet.
30, okay.
Robin fails as he rolls 7.
It's written
All right.
Where's this?
Oh. Save. And will we roll?
You want to get above that.
He's 20?
Yes.
If you fail your saving throw, Anybody that fails will take 2 points of damage as this acid just sprays all over you. If you make your saving throw and are able to jump or maneuver out of the way, you'll just take 1 point of damage.
Okay. Artesia and Elbreth are both going to take the 1 point.
All right. And it seems like, after it all shoots out from all these skulls, it just kind of dissipates off on its own into the air. After it affects you and stuff, it doesn't seem like it was that powerful. And the skulls are just never moved. They're just sitting there. And the acid quit spraying.
Artesia would cough a few times and then just kind of curse the whole thing under her breath.
The halfling apparently had some acid drop on his furry feet, and he's bouncing on 1 foot, going boing, boing, boing. Oh no! My furs! It's burning! And then after a little while, he comes down and says, oh no, it looks like I'm going to be walking with a limp for a little while.
All right, so that was 30 feet down.
Yeah, like I say, you can.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted.
You can continue south and seeing at the end of the lantern light after y'all all wipe the acid or drink your water and get all of it off of you, it appears just at the edge of your lantern light, if you continue south, it appears there may be another staircase or stairwell going down.
How long from the T intersection is this hallway then?
It will be up to the stairwell that you see. That's going to be 50 foot total. You went 30, so it's probably another 20 foot up to this stairwell, but you can barely see out of your lantern.
So Artesia would turn back and say, well, there's stairs going down. We can continue down, or we can go back and try the 2 hallways.
Might as well go down. I mean, we've already gotten this far.
Okay, well, yeah.
And usually, if we're in a place like this and we're trying to find someone's treasure, usually they're going to have it on the lower floors of their fortress.
But we don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Artesia doesn't want to be the one making all of the decisions, so that's why she's just giving it to the group. So if you guys want to continue down, then that's what we will do.
The halfling with his intelligence 7 says, well, I think that's a baseless assumption. Uh-huh. He nods to himself.
Smash want to kill War Dog. More War Dog on this floor.
I missed the last part of your sentence.
More War Dog on this floor.
There was no war
Must
dog.
find all.
So I think Smash wants to try the left and right hallway. So let's go try one of them and see what we see.
All right, you'll go back up to the T, but you can go east or west, okay?
Let's go east.
You travel, we're going to say, well, first of all, you're going to travel 20 feet, and there's a little indention. It's only 5 foot wide to the south as you travel 20 feet down that way that you can appear to look into.
So without stepping in front of it, she's going to lean her head over to look in.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to see that this room is collapsed in on itself. I mean, there's all kind of stone that is collapsed in, and it appears to have been that way for many, many years, all this stone rubble and stuff, and it appears there's no way around it at all. It would take, quite even with Smash and him working a mine, I mean, it would take forever to try to remove this rubble to see what's beyond that point.
Right. So if that's the case, then she would just continue moving to the east.
Yep, you'll go down, you went 20, so you'll go down another 30 feet. And you see the same indention, one to the south that appears to go into a room, and you also see another one going back to the north, directly across from this.
Are they both collapsed?
Which one do you want to look at first, the south or north?
Robin would look at south.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you peer into the south one, it appears it is not collapsed with any stone as you look into it. And the room is probably 10 by 15, we'll say, roughly 10 by 15. And it's empty, absolutely nothing in here.
And the one to the north.
You go about it, it appears to be like the
I'm-
first one you found. It is
I'm gonna
totally
be right back.
collapsed with stone. There's all stone rubble and stuff that is collapsed in the room. You know, and it appears just a quick look. It appears to be the same dimensions of the room you just looked at, but it's stone collapsed in here.
Yeah. Starting to think these might be little burial chambers. Can we see the end of this hallway yet?
You do. If you go another 10 feet past where these two rooms are opposite of each other, if you go another 10 feet, it just ends. It comes to a complete end there in the stone wall.
Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Robin inspects the dead end to see if he could find anything.
Yeah, roll me a d6.
3.
It is a dead end.
Turns around and says, "It's a dead end, guys. Is anybody hungry? You guys want to eat something?"
Not yet.
You hear the halfling's stomach growl.
If we get out of this, I'll buy you the finest meal in that town.
We'll buy you the finest breakfast, second breakfast, third breakfast.
Yes.
Somehow, I got a
First
very
one.
bad feeling about this promises.
Well, I've got the coin to keep my word. She would move to inspect the western corridor.
Yeah, if you go back to the T and continue back across to the west, you go down 30 feet, and there's another one of these collapsed rooms to the south. It's collapsed, appears to be the same dimensions from what you can tell, but it's collapsed from stone to the south.
Okay. So I guess keep moving past it.
Yep, you'll go another 10 feet past it, and same thing, it just completely stops into a dead end stone wall there that you can't go no further, it appears.
Oh, okay.
He inspects the dead end again.
Yep, roll me d6.
6.
Absolutely, it's a dead end, absolutely.
You are confused. So Artesia would look over at Smash and say, and shrug her shoulders and say, "No more war dogs on this floor."
You're muted, Crystal. Oh, she may have disappeared on us.
That's the way. Yep. So we'll go back and continue to the south then and go to the top of the stairs.
Yeah, and you come to the top of the stairs, and it's dark again. I mean, it just descends down into nothing with darkness. Even though you're showing your lantern now, you know it's going to be pretty dark down there. And it appears from where your lantern light, it probably goes down, descends down 30 feet or so. And at that point, let's take a quick battle break. I need to take
Awesome.
one real quick. We'll do that, and maybe Crystal will be back by then. We'll take about a 5-minute break, y'all.
All right, that'll work.
All right, I'm back.
As are we.
I do like more than Untold. Untold in me there is a neat
Grab a
story.
potty break and got a glass of wine.
Good to
I'm
go.
back as
man.
well.
Oh well, you
Alrighty.
we didn't find any more of your war dogs on the floor, so we're going down the stairs.
Okay.
But we did it just for you.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
you left them right when they needed you.
Yeah, we had like 20 war dogs.
Yeah.
We were surrounded.
Yeah.
Smash wasn't there.
Like Smack, everyone's dead, and he's like, "Sorry, Smash had to use." And then he looks at all of the war dogs, and it's like, "Oh,
They came to fight us, but they saw that he had danger written on his chest.
Yes.
yeah."
Oh, ran away.
They thought the mud too, and they were like, "Oh, we're not messing with this guy."
Danger.
Yeah. Ah, no boy.
So Rush, have y'all
No.
played that Into the Odd? Have you played that system yet?
I had never even heard of it until Joseph mentioned it.
Yeah, I think Daniel's first one told me about it before. But anyway, I got the PDF of it. It looks pretty neat. I hope I get to play in that.
What
Yeah.
system is this?
It's called Into the Odd.
Into the Odd. Huh.
That Joseph guy, he joined the group. He's a really good DM too.
Well, you know, I saw him playing that game that Daniel's here, but the couple, I guess y'all had a few weeks ago. I think you were in it too.
I'm back, guys.
It's very possible.
It was the Astonishing Swordsman game that Daniel did.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw him playing that game. He was funny. His character, he played it very well.
He is. He's
So
a
you
great
got-
role player, and he's also very good at when he DMs. He's very descriptive and everything like that. He's got his own YouTube channel called The 1 Foot Wall.
All right.
So he runs some games on there, but he likes to do a lot of black hack stuff, things like
You guys
that.
talking about Joseph?
Yes, I know you've played with him before.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's a good dude. So I was like, hey, you know what? He's not part of the sheep group. So I was like, we need to fix that. So
Yeah.
he's doing one right now, which is a mix of black hack and mecha hack, and I got involved with that. So it's like a mini campaign. And so you're a fantasy black hack character, but eventually you're going to learn how to pilot a golem.
Wow.
And that's going to be where the mecha hack comes in. So
That's my dream campaign right there. That's what I've been wanting to play for the longest time. but the time just didn't work out. Yeah.
So
It's awesome.
So
Yeah, I hope I get to play in that Into the Odd. If I'll try to catch one of his games. I'd like to play in one of them.
yeah, he's a good guy.
I
Plus,
don't know
he's just
if any
a
of
guy
you."
in general. So.
All right, we'll get started back as you start and descend.
Can nobody hear me or something?
Yeah, we can
I
hear you.
can just now. I can
I
just
can hear
now.
you now. Yep.
I don't know. I've tried speaking up like 2 or 3 times, and everyone just ignores me.
Well,
Oh, we didn't hear that.
yeah, we honestly didn't hear you then. So.
I think one thing, Crystal, and I don't know. I think one thing maybe you're having like a delay issue because a lot of times tonight I've heard like somebody else will be talking and you start talking over them, but it's not like you're doing it. You know, what I mean, it's like a delay. Like there's a delay maybe on your end. Maybe it's bandwidth. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the
Maybe. I don't know.
audio starts to break up.
I will tell you that we are not ignoring you on purpose. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah, no, I've been saying definitely nobody heard you until just now, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. The last thing I was talking about, you were all talking about Into the Odd. I was just gonna say I don't know if anyone's into video games, but on October 30th is when they're supposed to release the Call of Cthulhu video game.
Yes. Yep, I've been keeping an eye on that one. I actually plan on doing a review for that for Micah's channel since I know she's not real big into video games. I plan on getting it and doing a review for her channel.
bad. It looks so good. Like it's on even half of the stuff that they've promised.
It definitely looks like it's.
And I mean, so far it looks like whoever did it like really did a good job on studying like 7th edition and like really tried to implement everything from what it looks like. Like you apparently actually have like, you know, like a limited sanity, and like you can actually get like sanity breaks and shit, and like you know, going through different things in the game, like wherever your sanity breaks at, you may get claustrophobia, or you may get like fear of water, and then apparently the game will just fuck with you. Like if you have a fear of water and you have to actually wade through water, like you can just have like a sea creature attack you, and then like you die, but then all of a sudden you're just back like where you were. Like they've showed. And you're just insane. You're just like, what happened, you know?
Right.
You're back to the stairwell where you may meet Cthulhu here in just a moment. As you descend down into the darkness.
Nice.
The walls on either side are skillfully carved. As you descend this stairwell, you see depictions of a river of water. Speaking of water, there's actually rivers of water that seem to be carrying this ornately decorated boat through the water. And you notice in each of these boats that is painted, standing there, is this same richly dressed humanoid figure that you noticed that was in the fresco from the other room. He's just standing there in the middle of this boat by himself. As the stairwell comes to an end, there's like a big stone archway as you come. And you notice a set of scales that are carved into the apex of this archway. The scales are weighing a heart, a human heart in one side, and on the other side is a large stylized feather. As you come to this archway, and it's beginning to get hot. The heat and everything is just, I mean, it's stifling heat here.
Stifling heat. How far down? How far does this stairwell go again?
You went 30 feet down to where it ends, to where you're at this archway, and been watching these paintings on the wall, carvings and stuff. And you're looking into an open room there.
Smash wants to like kind of like sniff around the air. What does it smell like?
As you start sniffing around and smelling, this is what you're going to smell, and this is what you're all going to see as you all reach the end of this stairwell and look into this huge room. You see, probably one time this was probably a grand room, probably the most ornately made room in this sunken whatever it is. The ceilings are 20 foot high. They're supported by 4 beautifully carved statues of a muscular-looking jackal-headed man. The floor is covered in an unknown depth, though, of this bubbling pool of this mud that is just bubbling and boiling, all this hot mud, now that you can tell where the heat is coming off of. And you see just oozes of mud are going out both sides of the end of this room. And you see the remains of 2 collapsed statues, and also some stones itself have come up from the mud. These statues have collapsed over and, you know, are rising above the mud itself. If you look continued south, even though this lantern light, you're able to see, it looks like there's a stairwell and a hallway keeps going to the south. But this room is pretty big. You would know it's about a 40 by 70 square foot room. And all you can see on both sides is just this bubbling hot mud that is coming up besides the stones that are above the surface in areas.
So the room that we are looking at, it's basically just covered in mud. Is there any kind of walkway in this room?
No, you see no walkway across there at all. That would be an easy way to get across there. But if all of you want to roll me just roll me a d6. Good enough.
I got 3.
I got a 2.
I got a 5.
Did you try it, Smash?
No, I was trying to get my phone. Oh, there it is. I need to get some good dice again. And it's just a d6.
Yep, just roll me a straight d6.
Come on. One. Finally.
Nice.
Yay!
That was worth the wait, I guess.
Oh wow, yes it was. Smash, it hits you in elbow rift probably at maybe the same time as your elbow rift's looking for some easy way to get across to continue south, but maybe it hits both of y'all in different ways, and you can play that out individually, of course, but you would know that probably the only way you can see is trying to hop and jump from these stone things that are part of these stone statues and part of this natural stone that has come up to the top of this bubbling, boiling mud that you would have to maybe jump from one to another to get completely across to the south.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, so that there's like a big dog creature to the south, right?
No, to the south, it appears the stairwell continues on to the south.
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
Where?
Yeah, it's a statue.
Oh, I thought you said it was like an actual creature that was like breathing.
No, it's just hot, bubbly in here, and there's a.
I don't know what channel you're on, but you're on the wrong channel. Come back.
I have no idea. I am sorry. I'm so sorry. My head was.
Hey, I did it earlier. It's okay.
Okay, so it's just a statue of this dog creature.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, there's these four
And
carved statues.
across the ground?
Oh, you breaking up real bad, Crystal. You've got some bandwidth issue or something.
I might have. Give me 1 second. I'll try to restart.
All right.
So, what Artesia is going to do then is try to use her. She's pretty nimble, so she's going to try to hop just like that as they discovered, and try and hop from stone to stone over to the other side, and see just how difficult it's going to be for everybody else.
All right. So Artesia wants to volunteer to go first, huh?
Yeah.
I'm back.
All right, that's better.
Then you said that there were these four statues of these dog creatures, right?
Yep. These jackal-headed men.
And those are inside the floor, or are those on our side of the room?
They're in.
You
They're
said
in
there
the
was
room
like a gap.
They're in the room itself. They're supported. They're supported. The high ceiling is supported by these four huge carved statues of these muscular jackal-headed men.
Okay. And how wide are these statues?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they're big. I mean, they're wide and big enough to support the ceiling, help support this 20-foot ceiling.
Yeah.
Could Smash like attempt to push one over to make a bridge to the other side?
Ooh, I would say no. I mean, you're going. If you did, you'd have to walk out into this mud. You'd have to walk into this bubbling, boiling mud and try to get up to one of them.
Plus, if they're supporting the ceiling, they're only 20 feet tall, and the room is 70 feet long.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind then. Okay.
I'm gonna try the hop
Okay.
maneuver.
Yeah, I mean, you would know. All of you would know after looking at this of what Artesia just said, that to either try to hop from stone to stone and make your way, or if anybody's brave enough to delve into the mud itself to see what happens, you can also do that. But we'll start with you, Artesia, as you hop. Make me a 3d6 on your dex for the first 10 feet.
Oh, all right. I got 5, 9. I got 12 under 15.
You make it the first 10 feet, and by appearing it, you think you're going to have to do probably 3 more jumps over, to get over. So, yep, maybe the second one.
10. That's a 13 under 15.
All right, good enough. The third one.
That's going to be 10 under 15.
One more.
Oh, shit, that was close. 12 under 15.
All right. You work your way magnificently over, and you're down to the other deal, and you appear very easy. As soon as you step up into this hallway, it appears there's a stairwell that's going down further.
Okay. So she would look back and say, yeah, it's just a stairwell. It wasn't that hard.
For you.
And
That's
just
what she said.
And Robin responds, "Yeah, that doesn't look hard at all. I think I can do better." And then he starts hopping across.
All right, make me your first 3d6. Test your dex.
Okay.
Equal 2 or under.
6. It's 12 under. I think my dex is 16. So yeah.
Yep, you make the first one. Next 10 feet.
Okay, and 10.
All right.
That's it.
Third one.
13.
All right. The one that counts.
Woo! And then he tries to do his fancy move by doing like a triple flip in the air. And he lands because he rolled 8.
All right. You land there next to Artesia then.
Woohoo! Piece of
So
cake,
now-
guys. I think you
now-
can do it.
Now we have the
Turns around
split
and
party.
Yeah. Smash. He's seeing them do all this fancy footwork. I mean, he doesn't know how to do all that, so he just like puts his hammer on his back. I assume he has a strap or something he can use. And seeing as how Airberth is just complaining this whole time, he just walks over to her and picks her up and slings her over his shoulder. And then he's just going to wade across the mud.
All right. You're starting to wade across the mud.
Yep.
You go 10 feet. The boiling mud just starts burning your feet so bad you'll take 3 points of damage from this boiling mud.
Okay.
You're 10 feet into the mud. You continue again.
Yeah. I'll continue.
10 more feet. You'll take 1 point of damage. And also, you feel and hear it, and there's nothing you can do at the same time as you hear like a gurgling sound as this explosive geyser of the mud and stuff starts exploding up over you. And both of y'all will take 5 points of damage from that explosive mud as it explodes and just cascades down on both you and Elbereth both.
Oh no, what are he doing? Just climb up on those statues.
You're halfway across.
Halfway? Yeah, fuck it, I'm halfway. I'm going to keep going.
All right. You move another 10 feet, take 2 points of damage for walking across it.
Okay.
There's no explosive geyser of mud, luckily. As you move your last 10 feet, take 1 more point of damage. As another explosive geyser of mud explodes over both of y'all, and both of y'all will take 4 points of damage additional to that.
All right, I'm down to 0.
What about you, Elbereth?
She's got, you said 5 and 4 and 9. She's got 3 left.
I've got 3 left.
All right. Smash her to 0 exactly.
I was at -1.
At -1, okay. Elbereth, make me just a save. A quick saving throw for me.
Do I, a D6?
D20.
A D20? Okay. I got a 14.
What's your save say?
13.
So you made it by 1.
Whew. You were able somehow to jump over as maybe Robin and Artesia reach out and grab you to save you from falling into the mud as Smash starts to go down. Smash, Smash, make me a save first before you make your save or die, Dale. Make me a regular save.
5. I failed.
Oh, man. You will take, as you fall into the mud, you take 2 more points of damage. You just fall into this boiling mud face first then.
All right, I guess I'm -3.
Yep, you'll be at -3. So now make a saving throw, -3.
How close is he to the staircase?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
wow.
close.
I'm actually made it. I rolled an 18, so that's a 15 over 12.
Yep, great, man. If you made it, you somehow could, maybe the mud or whatever you described, you come back to conscious and you're at 1 HP and you're 5 feet away from jumping up on this stairwell.
Okay, yeah. So as I go under the mud, I have this remembrance of my mother taking me to the forest, and she's saying, wait here, Orgnar, wait right here, and I'll be back. And Orgnar waited, and he waited, and he waited, and then he realized, if I wait anymore, I'll die. And at that moment, he comes back to life, and he roars as he grabs onto the edge of the rock there and pulls himself out.
Oh, perfect. Well, you are back conscious at 1 HP as you jump up this boiling mud. It has burned and scalded you, though, but you're sitting there with your companions now.
Yeah, he looks up and says, "Mud hot."
Oh, Smash! Why did you do that? You could have just tried to jump over it.
Nah.
What are we gonna do about him? He looks pretty burnt. I see flesh coming off of him. Oh no! What are we gonna do?
Smash like some of that like flesh off, and he kind of sniffs it like he's trying to decide if he's gonna eat it, and then he licks it, and he kind of makes a face like it's nasty and throws it down in the mud.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on Smash.
All right.
Oh, I got a 1. So 2 points.
Yep, 2 back. Yeah, so you'll be at 3.
Cast 1 on yourself.
And then I'm going to cast 1 on myself.
All right.
That was okay. So I gained 4.
All righty.
So now 7.
Smash, I think the little piece of flesh that you threw, it grew back on you. And then he points at the new growth.
Yeah, he's kind of amazed. He's never seen anything like that before. Smash heal 2 days of damage in 1 second. Smash must be God.
I don't know, Smash. I think you must be something. And then he tries to pat him, but then decides against it because it'll probably kill him.
All right. So I guess we'll take a moment to sort of gather our stuff and catch our breaths, or the 2 of them can catch their breath.
Yep. And you're looking down, and this hallway appears to go probably 20 feet. This one, there's enough lantern light to catch the end of where the stairs in that you appear. It goes about 20 feet down and appears to go into a room, what you can see from here.
20 feet down?
Yep, roughly 20 feet.
Okay. All right, so I guess Artesia will proceed to the bottom and see what it looks like in the room.
Yeah, it opens up into this large room, not as quite as large as the mud room itself, but you would appear this room would be about 30 by 50, you would think. And this is what you're going to see as you get there and put enough lantern light in to see this room. You see a rectangular room with walls covered in intricate carvings and writings. But dominating the center of the room is this very large stone pedestal that is sitting there. And on top of this stone pedestal is a stone sarcophagus. The lid of it, though, sits on the floor next to the pedestal, pretty much broken in 2, like it was just broken in half. Then you shine your lantern line around into would be the southwest corner. And you get just enough light to see a shriveled corpse in his tattered leather armor is sitting there slumped against the wall. There's one bony arm of it that is holding a large bulging canvas bag. The other arm is outstretched, the bony finger is pointing straight towards you. But you also notice behind this, on the wall itself, it seems to be glowing almost a silvery white color glowing. It appears to be like some type of writing. It just seems to be running across the wall behind this body.
Can we make Can we make out the symbols from where we're at?
No, you would have to go up to it probably just to see it better. I mean,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Smash, when he sees this, he just starts walking over there. He's interested in that leather armor. He wants to see if he can put that on.
Yeah, once you get over close to it, does anybody else go with Smash or?
Well, Artesia was going to go and bring Elbreth along and keep her behind her, obviously, so that she can look at the writing. And as she's walking, she's going to be basically going, "Smash, be careful, like that."
Robin, at that point, stays back and knocks an arrow and says, "I think I'm going to shoot that guy," and then just, lets an arrow fly onto that corpse.
All right, roll me to hit.
18 plus 5, 23.
Yeah, as soon as Smash gets up to look at the armor, Smash, you see the arrow strive into these leather armor that you were just going to look at. The corpse is not, it just jerks a little bit, but nothing else happens.
And he does 5 points of damage if that does anything.
Yep, it just kind of jumps a little bit at the arrow, but I mean, it's just from your arrow hitting it.
Does it hit that leather armor?
Yep, it sure did.
Smash is gonna roar back at Robin. Hey, no hurt armor.
Sorry. Just wanted to make sure that creature is dead.
What about Artesia and Elbereth? Are y'all approaching it now?
Yeah, well, we're going to be approaching it with Smash, but Artesia is more concerned about the writing on the wall and getting Elbreth up so she can try and decipher it.
Yeah, as both of y'all approach there, about to probably maybe the time Smash turns around to scold the halfling for messing up his leather armor, you see this glowing writing, silver writing. It just seems to be crawling across the wall. And Elbereth, it hits you at just a moment that it appears to be some of the language that you've seen of that marking that was warning danger. Seems to be that language. But what really is seen by Smash rising out of the open sarcophagus is this shadowy, incorporeal figure that comes up out of the sarcophagus. And as it does, everybody make me a saving throw.
Oh, shit.
God.
I hate saving throws.
Oh, no. I got 9. He failed.
I got a 1.
13 over 12.
Oh, no.
That's
man.
1. Oh, my.
I passed mine. Elbereth failed hers.
All right, Crystal, you saw it, or I'm sorry, Smash did. We're going into initiative, so roll me a d6 for initiative.
All right. I don't get any bonuses or anything, right?
Nope, straight d6.
3.
Your group gets
3.
to go. Yeah, your group gets to go first, but those that failed their savings throw, all that you can see is this thing rises up, and you turn and look. All you hear is this babbling and muttering in your head. Is coming from this shadowy incorporeal creature, and you just hear babbling and muttering in your head of all these phrases and stuff put together, and it's enough to discourage you enough that you're going to just stand there frozen for the next 2 rounds that you can't do anything. Anybody that failed. So it's really affecting your mind quite a bit. Those of you who do not fail can actually do something right now since y'all beat the creature out of 1.
So how far away is it?
We're going to say, let me see. Let me look at my map.
20 feet?
Yeah, 20, 25 feet.
All right, so she's going to, Artesia will just approach and do a flurry with her arms and just attempt to kick the thing.
All right.
And she rolls 15 with a bonus of +3 for an 18.
Oh, yeah, that hits this thing. You make contact.
All right. And and I rolled max damage of 6.
All righty. You
Finally
see part of it dissipate off. I mean, you make a pretty good contact with it.
So she runs up and gives it a good roundhouse.
What about anybody else that passed their save on that can act now or not?
Smash passed. Smash sees this thing rise out of the ground, but I mean, it doesn't seem to be bothering him. So he's just going to walk over and see if he can look at his leather, see if he can use it or not.
Yeah, you can pull the arrow out and inspect this deal. It's a humanoid figure. It's a little bit smaller than you. If you put it on, it would be like just about halfway down you. If you could try to stretch it on, if you took it off of them, you could take time to do it. And, it wouldn't fit you exactly right though.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and do that. I mean, he could
All right.
always build on it later if he needs to.
As you're doing that, then everybody else, I think, is frozen in time. We will say. You see this creature look towards you, Artesia, or this shadowy figure, and you can almost see the humanoid look of it in a way, as it just reaches out and goes towards you to try to grab you. Phew, a 19 on the die, I know will grab you.
That's got me.
You will feel in your mind as it just reaches and grabs you and starts going through your mind and your body. You will lose 2 points of wisdom. So knock off 2 points of wisdom. You don't take any other kind of damage.
Yikes. All right.
And speaking of that, we'll go to you, Rush. Roll me a d6 for the next round.
And I rolled a 4.
All right. He had a 2, so you and Smash are the only ones can go again right now.
Okay. So right before she tries to deliver another, this time she did a kick. Now she's going to try and deliver a flurry of punches. But right before she does, she's going to kind of look off to the side, and she's gonna go smash like that, and then attempt to make a punch. Attempt to punch it.
Smash, go smash.
And she got a 12 with a +3 of a 15. I don't know if that's.
You hit it. You make contact.
Okay. This time for 4 points of damage.
Yeah, you take more out of it, but it appears to be a lot of it still solidified and in this incorporeal shape it is in. Smash, you're taking off the leather armor. Do you stop, or what do you do when Artesia yells at you?
He looks at her, and he looks at her fighting the monster, and he just kind of nods like, yeah, you're doing well. And he just keeps putting on the leather.
This creature only knows.
I mean, this thing hasn't bothered him yet, so as far as he's concerned, this thing isn't a danger to him.
Yep, perfect. Sounds good to me. Artesia, you're the only threat that seems to be to this creature, so it's going to reach out and try to grab you again. 17 on the die.
Thanks.
You'll lose two more points of wisdom.
And tell him, smash, come smash.
Yeah.
See, Michelle, roll me a d6 for the next round, please.
Okay. I got a 4.
Man, y'all are doing good. He had a 1, so this will be the round that everybody wakes up that was frozen. So whoever, Michelle, you can go first if you want to, since you rolled.
Okay, I'm gonna immediately, now that I've come to my senses, I'm gonna knock an arrow and I'm gonna look over at Smash and Smash, go smash it!
And shoot.
And then I'm gonna shoot.
All right.
And I got a 16.
Plus,
Yep, 16 hits it.
Oh, plus 17, yeah.
no, not plus 17.
Plus 1, making it 17.
Wrong addition.
Here. And I got a 4. For damage.
4 damage?
Yeah.
Yep, you take some more out of this thing. Is it standing there taking down the mind of Artesia, it appears. Whoever wants to go next, fine with me.
Well,
Have I
Artesia will go.
been able?
Sorry, go ahead, Crystal.
I'm just asking, have I been able to actually put the armor on at this point?
Nope, you're still working on getting it off and working on it.
Oh, okay.
All
Right. Well, since go ahead, Rush.
Okay. Well, I am getting some good rolls on this guy though, so I got a with my bonus. I got a 18 that time,
Oh yeah, that hits.
and this time I got a 3.
3 damage, okay. There's some more of it gone, but it's still there.
Well,
Robin, you
since,
wake up also. Robin and Smash.
Robin's awake.
Since
Go ahead, Smash.
all right, since Smash has actually been given an order to actually hit the thing now, I mean, he doesn't quite understand why. Again, it hasn't bothered Smash, but he's been given an order. So he takes his hammer out and rushes at it. And 12 to hit. No, 13 to hit.
Your hammer, it seems like, you know, the appearance of it that you were pretty close, but your hammer swings by it and catches nothing but cold. I mean, I'm not cold, warm air as you miss it.
Okay. All right.
Robin.
Little further away from the battle itself, you finally see Robin shaking his hand and says, "You mean 42 is the meaning of life? Oh my lord!" And he shakes his head and says, "What am I doing here? Oh no!" He pulls out his bow and knocks an arrow and lets it fly, and rolls 18 on the die, hitting.
Yep, you hit it.
Yep, and damage of 5.
Yeah, you see a bunch of more of it go away, and the figure itself is not as recognizable maybe as some humanoid shape anymore, but it's still some of it there. And it's going to turn its direction. Let's see. It turns its direction towards you, Smash, as you missed it. It turns away from Artesia. This a nat 20. You'll take 2 points of wisdom damage. So lower your wisdom by 2 as it just racks in and reeks into what mind you have.
Oh, wow. Well, that's perfect. Now I'm going to be dumb and blind.
Dumb and blonde.
We're up to the next round, Yang. If you'll roll me a d6.
Here we go, guys. 6.
Y'all get to go first. Yang, you start out.
Target practice, and he rolls and hits natural 19.
Yep.
So that's a hit. Does 1 point of damage.
Yeah, you see more of it disappears. It just dug into Smash, but you see more of it dissipate off, and there's still some left though. So whoever wants to go next is fine with me.
I will.
All right.
I got a 13, 14 actually, with a +1.
A 14 hits it.
Okay.
Nice. D6.
5.
5 damage. You hit it with your. What were you using?
Bow.
Oh yeah, your bow. This arrow. Tell me how this arrow makes perfect contact enough to completely dissipate this incorporeal figure.
Oh, okay. So, in slow motion, she knocks her arrow and she pulls it and she releases it and it flies perfectly right into the center of this corporeal entity's head. And as it hits, the corporeal entity just screams in agony as it dissipates.
Oh man, perfect. That's great. Yep, that's what happens. And then you notice if you look back around at the wall behind that corpse, you see all that glowing writing on the wall. It starts to all disappear and just go back to nothing but a stone wall.
Oh.
Huh.
excerpts.
So,
Let
so
me know if you want some good
Artesia's gonna
juicy
sit and lean up against the sarcophagus.
Wow, that was a great shot, Albrecht.
What's the background noise?
That's Crystal's TV.
Oh, okay.
And I muted her, not realizing she was getting ready to talk. Sorry, Crystal.
Go ahead, Crystal.
You have to imagine though that people are going to see this and they're going to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you ever just feel free to mute me because I forget to mute myself sometimes. But anyways, I was just gonna say, Smash just stands there scratching his head. It feels like he should remember something, but he can't remember what it is.
Yeah, Artesia's gonna sort of do the similar thing, which is like just sit up against the side of the sarcophagus and holding her head. Like she doesn't feel physically hurt, but just that she just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
And then try and gather herself.
Wow, you guys don't look right. You know, when you're hungry, you're not yourself. Maybe you should have dinner. And he pulls up his rations and offers it to everybody.
Smash is going to go back to looking at that armor.
Yeah, Smash. Coming to you, Smash, as you go back over and try to fiddle with this leather armor again. And like I say, the other armor is holding this bulging canvas bag, and you hit and bump it as this spills out onto the ground. This is what spills out. You see a gold headdress that falls out. It appears to have been worn by a king or something. You would know it's worth 400 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
You find a gold scepter in there that goes with this headdress. It's worth 250 gold. But you also remember the artifacts have to be returned to the historian from what the contract you made. But you also find a small bag as you open it up, this little canvas bag. It's got all these little semi-precious stones, and they're worth, all of them together would be worth 300 gold. You then find 3 small ivory carvings, little small ivory carving statues. They're worth 80 gold apiece. And then you find this onyx electrum game board. It's some type of game, maybe Elbereth would know something about it if she looked at it close enough, but it's intricately carved, hand carved, and the game pieces, it all seems to be intact, and it's worth 400 gold.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So it would definitely appear to you that whoever the skeleton was, that he was probably some Tomb Raider too. He got his stuff, but he didn't make it out.
As soon as Smash sees the crown, he didn't care about anything else. Like he just remembers seeing that crown in that picture earlier, so he takes it and he just puts it on his head.
It's probably the safest place for it.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Like I say, the writings on the wall have disappeared. All that's gone. It's just a quiet, peaceful in here now.
Cool. And now he's going to continue working on that leather armor while wearing that crown.
He's able to get
like all that other stuff. It's just stuff. Like he doesn't care. He wanted that crown though.
Yep, he's able to get it all finally, the armor.
Yeah. I wanted to take a look at what is inside the sarcophagus.
You go and look inside the sarcophagus, and it is completely empty.
Oh.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. So can I search in there, or it really is completely empty?
Yeah, roll me a d6.
All right. I got a 2.
Well, you know what? Since you got a 2, hold on just a moment. Let me open up a file real quick if I can find it. It won't take me but a minute, I hope. There we go. And I'll be nice and give you something.
Oh.
Let's see. You find a little small area at the bottom of the sarcophagus that you can seem like you can slide open. It has a false compartment. and you see these spiked steel gauntlets that are embossed images of pretty much that figure that you saw in the boat earlier. You know, that was just standing there. You see the embossed figure of that deal, but there's these spiked steel gauntlets.
Well, I will take the gauntlets, and I mean, I'm not able to. Well, I mean, am I able to see? Are they magic in nature? Because with the dagger, I got all tingly.
Roll me a d6 for that real quick, then.
I got a 2.
Oh yeah, you definitely feel magic orating off of this thing.
It's technically we have to get it to Nada.
Yeah. All right. Well, she will take them because I believe we have to give them to the one who sent us here. So she'll put them in her bag.
All right.
So we can give it to him when we get back.
Artesia will go collect the stuff in the other canvas bag. Obviously removing the stones and the things that don't fit what Nada said that he wanted.
Right. Yep, you're able to keep any of the gems and precious stones and any money and stuff. Sure, that's right.
The dagger, is that something that would have fit in the?
I'm going to leave that up to you. I mean, you know it come off one of those corpses of probably some tomb robber or something to come in here. So I'm going to leave that up to however Artesia would play that out, if she would turn it over or if she would keep it. That's up to her.
Okay. So
It looks like we got quite a trophy from all this.
Well, you asked if we were going to get rich. There seems to be some nice things here that when sold should split nicely. And we have the items that the gentleman sent us after. So,
and don't forget, famous. If we return with these treasures, maybe our name's going to be in the museum too.
Yes. Well, we'll make sure that they know that you were definitely an important part.
Robin the Quiver. Yes, the recoverer of lost artifacts. I'll be famous, and I'll be able to afford my 3rd meal of the day. Right before the 4th one, before the 5th one, 6th one, I lost count.
Yes.
What were we talking about? Yeah, let's go back, guys.
Yep, we were talking about going home.
Tell your doctor if you're having.
Yeah, once Smash gets this armor off and puts it on, and he has his crown on his head, he doesn't even say anything to anyone else. He just starts walking out.
Yeah, if you search the rest of the room, you don't find any kind of false passages or anything. It seems like the only false thing was what Elbereth found under the sarcophagus. But if you want to head back that way, you're going to have to go across the mud pit again.
Oh, no.
Maybe there's another way.
There's no other way to go that you can find.
Uh-oh.
So Artesia would say to Smash, tell him, say, Smash, let's put the crown in the bag just so that it doesn't weigh you down when you try and jump across the mud.
Smash looks at you and says, Smash fine, Smash keep.
Oh, yeah, I'll give it back to you when we get to the other end, I promise.
Smash fine, Smash keep.
I don't think he wants to let that go.
I don't think he does either. He'll sling the canvas bag over her back and commits to jumping across the...
Yeah, and being the kind and benevolent GM that I am, this time I'm going to just make you make 2 checks across, 2 dex checks. So the first one.
All right. 3d6, or is it?
Yep, 3d6 against your dex.
So the first one, I roll a 10 under 15. And the second one, oh shit, this is bad. I got a 15 out of 15.
Man, you barely, your foot slips at the last moment, but you're able to make it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if tying it was going to be good enough.
Yep, tying it's good enough. Barely. Man, like I say, your foot slipped, but you're able to Get yourself up. All right, who's next and how do you want to go?
Elbreth, how are we going to get Smash across? I don't think he's going to be able to make it across.
Let me ask you a question. So the ceiling that's above us, how high is that ceiling from where we're at?
It is 20 foot up.
I wonder if maybe we could take an arrow or either myself or Robin basically makes, well, I don't know if it would be able to hold Smash's weight.
I got some rope.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we might be able to make a bridge that Smash could hold on to, but I don't think they would be able to hold his weight.
Well, don't look at me. I'm not the idea person.
Okay, so hold on. When we fell in the mud earlier, how deep did they sink into the mud?
You know, when you seen Smash, of course, Smash is big, big person or whatever himself, but you notice he didn't like completely sink down. It didn't seem to really be as deep as you would think it would be.
So are there any tables, broken tables or anything in here?
No kind of furniture. It's just part of those broken stone statues that have fallen in, part of them. And then just natural rock itself that has come up.
We had one more flat surface. He could alternate between the lid of the sarcophagus and the table and just one right over the other.
And Crystal had already asked about using the statues.
Yeah, they support the ceiling. Not statues down, the ceiling comes down. That's the problem.
Oh, I thought there were statues on.
No, they support the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
That's why we can't knock them down.
So what else is around aside from the statues that are holding up the ceiling?
Nothing is anything that you would think that you could use or break loose or anything. I mean,
okay. So it's just a big room. Who in the world would create a room like that?
It didn't used to be this way, I don't think. All right. Well, the only other you just gonna.
Are there like stalactites on the ceiling?
Or what?
Is there what?
Stalactites on the ceiling?
No.
Could be beams,
Oh.
maybe.
Robin's gonna try to think and see if he could try to figure something out. He's got 7 intelligence. Could I roll 3d6 to try and see if he could figure something out?
Yeah, I'll give you 3d6 for it.
Yeah, he fails miserably. He rolls 10. It's like, the rope and the arrow. I just can't make any sense out of this. Then he just tosses everything.
Are there beams? Are there beams in the ceiling?
Yeah, there are some beams up there,
So one thing we could try to do is they can shoot an arrow with a rope, try and shoot it over the beam so that when it hangs down, and then where Robin can hop across, grab the rope as it's hanging down and bring it over to our side. If we can tie it off, then he may be able to just swing. Well, 70 feet, though. The geometry doesn't work for that. It's 70 and 20.
Probably not.
Yep, they're just going to have to bounce on the tables and pray. So, all right, well, Elbreth made it, so she made her rolls.
Who wants to try it next, huh?
Well, I had actually already rolled. I made a
So
15.
You made it.
Yeah, I made a 15 out of 16.
Well, you got to make it twice.
Oh, I got to make it twice?
Yep, one more. Yep, one more.
I got an 11.
Oh, you failed, huh?
Well, do I have to do below my dex or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You passed. I was thinking of something else. Never mind.
That's all right.
Now my mind is slipping.
Well, it doesn't seem like there are any other ways. Here, Smash.
All right, Smash. Yeah, Smash. I mean, it's just 3d6 under my dex, right?
Yep, 3d6.
Smash is not going to walk through the mud again because that was hot. So yeah, I'm just gonna attempt it. I'll probably die here, but
Could he help?
All right,
Like, could
first
he
one.
try to
Hold
like
on.
guide him or
Hold
something?
on. I can cast bless.
That's only for hit. That's only.
That's only for hit.
Yeah, it's not.
Are you
like
sure?
I'm positive. I read it.
You know what, though? If that's what you want to do, I'll be nice. I'll let you cast because they'll give him a +1. If you want to do that, I'll say you can.
No, Tony's allowing it, but that's not what the spell normally does.
It's not a perfect spell, but I'm going to allow it because that's a great idea. I credit people with good ideas. I like that.
I'm going to bless smash.
So you get +1 to your rolls, or -1, I guess you'd say.
yeah. Okay, so the first one is 8 under technically 11, I guess. So I made that one.
You make that one. One more. This is the one that counts.
And the last one is a 13.
Total?
Yep.
So you failed it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You slip off into the mud.
Oh, no.
Ooh. You'll take, luckily one of the geysers does not explode up, but you'll take still max 4 damage from falling off into the mud and this boiling mud.
-1.
-1. Okay, maybe a save.
Okay.
Get -1, whatever you roll.
Hold on. All right. -1.
Yeah, if you're a -1 HP.
I rolled exactly 12, which is what I needed. So -1 puts me at 11.
All right. You're unconscious right now in the boiling mud, close to your friends.
How close?
She's,
Robin.
we'll say 10 feet.
Robin hasn't crossed yet, so he's gonna jump. Oh my God! It's
That don't sound good.
yeah. Trying to help Smash or something. He jumps and then rolls 17, so he loses his grip or his balance and falls down into the mud. Whoa!
Ouch!
Splash.
Wow, you'll take max damage too, 4 from falling. You're in the boiling mud.
Yep. Oh man.
All right.
Robin, you're still conscious though. So
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna try to get back up and then try and see if he could get Smash out of there.
Are you going to jump back on the rock and try to hop over closer to Smash or what?
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
All right. Roll me another dex check.
Okay. This time he makes it.
Okay. I'm going to say you're close, close to where Smash is falling in. He's pretty much face first again in this boiling mud, but you're on top of the rock that he fell off of.
Okay. Could he try to grab him and pull him out or something like that?
What's your strength?
I'm glad you mentioned 9.
I would think, yeah, I'll tell you what, roll me 4d6. 4d6 and test your strength. That'll be nice.
4d6. 8. 11. No.
Yeah, he's just too much for you by yourself.
Yeah, he says, he's too heavy. I can't get him out of here.
So Artesia, what she's going to do as soon as she sees that he can't make it, given the way the rules work here, if I understand them correctly, I have an adventuring gear rating of 5. So I'm going to rip my pack off and immediately start searching through my pack for something useful. And I'm going to grab a small grappling hook.
All
Out
right.
of my pack, which will reduce my gear rating to 4. And now I have established that I have a grappling hook in my pack, and I'm going to immediately try to throw that and see if I can hook it across Smash, and then with Elbreth's help, try and yank him up onto the stairway.
Make me an attack roll, a regular attack roll. And if you got a dex bonus, add that, and you can also add +4.
Also add a +4. So
Yep.
For me, ranged attack bonuses, I'm already at a +3.
All right.
So I'd add +7 total.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Tag the hell out of this dude here.
Watch roll a 1.
Oh, shit. Well, I rolled a 9, but with the +7, I got a 16.
You're able to get the grappling hook around Smash's body, and you think it feels with a quick tug, it feels like you've got it fairly secured.
So I hand the other end of it's probably a much shorter rope than the normal rope would be, but I hand one end to Elbreth and immediately try to, I've got a 16 strength, and we're going to try and yank him out of the mud.
Yeah, I have an 8.
I'm going to say you're going to be able to do that, but unfortunately he is going to take some more damage from this boiling mud as you're able to get him up.
Yeah.
Take 2 points of damage, Smash. Well, that leaves you at, what, -1?
Where do you want to go?
No, I was still unconscious. So I was.
Yeah, unconscious is 0, so -2.
So I'm like at -2 now. 3. I was at -1 a while ago. So
Well,
-3.
you'd be 0, so we'll say -2. Roll me a saving throw at -2 or -2.
Okay. Oh, I'm rolled a 19 actually. 19. So I made it.
Yeah, as your 2 friends pull you up, Artesia and Elbereth, they're pulling you up with this grappling hook and this rope. You tell me how you come back to conscious, and you're looking at them.
Smash was out for quite a while there. Just thinking back to the first time that he had to kill someone, there were these hunters on horseback. He didn't know them or anything. He was out hunting a deer he had been tracking for a little while, but they came up to him and started harassing him, calling him ugly, saying that this was the king's land to hunt on and that he wasn't supposed to be here. Then one of them thought it'd be funny to drag Smash behind his horse, so he shot Smash with like an arrow that had a rope on it, and that's when Smash got really mad, and he took the rope and pulled the guy down from the horse, and then he just took the big axe he was hunting with and just started hitting the guy over and over. And then once the other guy had ran off, Smash felt bad for what he had did, and having seen, he dug the guy a grave and one end of it, and then he collected his stuff and he went home, and he's just thinking about that rock still sitting in that forest to this day, and it kind of like just brings him back. He's suddenly back again with everyone.
Yep, and you're back on that side of Artesia and Elbereth as we look towards Robin, who has one more jump across this mud.
And he is able to hop across without much problem.
Wipe the sweat from your forehead now. You're safe. All right. Y'all will make your way back out without any intervention or any deals. You make yourself out to where your camels were left. None of the desiccated zombie gnolls have come up out of the ground anymore to eat them, luckily. Now all you got to do is make your way back to the city of Mazar, huh?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, you're able to do that without running into
Does
another...
Smash... I'm sorry, does Smash still have his crown?
They bagged it up.
Oh. Actually, can I have taken that off? Can I have taken that off while he was unconscious?
Yeah, I thought y'all took it and put it in a bag anyway.
Yeah, so while he's unconscious, I want to try to take it off and stuff it in the bag, and then I'm going to tell Smash that it fell off in the mud.
All right.
Yeah, Smash is devastated. Yeah, he doesn't, all the way back to town and everything, like he doesn't talk or anything the whole time.
So
you make it back to the city of Mazar, and you meet with Nada Durich, the historian, all four of you. And he looks towards you, Artesia, and you, Elbereth, knowing that y'all two are the more intelligent members of the party. And, well, what did you find?
Is Smash still in the room?
Yeah, all four of y'all are together.
Well, when Smash gets back, he's done with this group. He's gonna head off to the tavern.
All right, Smash is not with you then.
So she would present the crown and the scepter and the headdress and the gauntlets.
Yeah, and I will present the gauntlets.
And Artesia would show the dagger and explain that this was not found in the sarcophagus room, but it was found on a grave robber who hadn't quite made it all the way, and then ask if he needs it or if she would be allowed to keep it.
Yeah, he takes a quick look over of it and looks at it. And in fact, he goes and pulls a book off one of the shelves and reads the book, and he's mumbling, words to himself. He can't make what it says, and he closes the book back up and he goes, no, it was not part of the historical deals, and I don't find any reference to it in my books. You may keep it and do what you wish with it.
So she would thank him and put it back into her belt, and then present him with everything other than the stones and the anything that wasn't those specific items.
Yep, and he gives all of y'all a certificate signed by the city council itself, and thanking you for your job, and he tells you the opening of the presentation of the artifacts when the museum is opened up to present this display. But all of you are invited, of course, to it if you want to come.
Okay. So Artesia wouldn't have anything else to do with that, but what she would do is take the coin. I'm assuming she would use her skill of social butterfly that half elves have, and try to find a shop where she could maybe buy an iron crown or some kind of replacement crown for Smash that
All right.
maybe it's not made out of precious metal, but was shined up real nice, thinking Smash probably is not going to know the difference. And then trying to go find Smash at the tavern and give him the new crown.
We will make that part of the ending of the story. Is common in my games. Let everybody tell the ending of the story. So since you started Artesia, you tell me how this story ends for Artesia then. Go right ahead.
So Artesia would go with Elbereth and stop by a blacksmith or something like that and look for some kind of coronet or something like that was, fancy, but, maybe something that would be used for a party decoration or something that you would use as part of a costume for a ball, but something that looked, hardy, like an orc would like, and get it shined up real nice, and then seek out Smash at the tavern, and go to him and tell him, say, Smash, I'm so sorry that your crown fell off into the mud. However, I found this one, and it's sorry about that. I found this one, and it's more iron and sturdy, and it looks to be more like befitting of someone of your stature. And then she would slide the crown across the table to him.
All right.
And I got to step away for a second. Hold on.
Smash. Since you're included in that ending, tell me how the story ends for you and what you're doing as you're approaching Artesia.
I'll go last so Rush can be back.
Yeah, you're breaking up real again for me.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Can you hear me any better?
Somewhat. I think it's just a bandwidth issue. But I think I think we'll be able to hear you good enough.
All right. Well, I'm going to restart so Rush can hear as well. I'm just going to the next person.
I'm good.
Robin, Yeah, Robin, tell me, Robin, then have a story will end for Robin the Halfling.
Robin, after returning triumphantly from the adventure, Robin purchases the rare three-hump camel to impress his peers. He lives comfortably away from the archery tourney circuit for a little while, and he lives off his past glory for some time. But because he added another meal to his daily regimen, he becomes more and more rotund, gaining weight, and he eventually says, "You know what? I have to get back to being in shape and recapture my title." However, he loses his focus because he fell in love with another halfling lass, and eventually, after years and years, finally wins another title of Nuria Open Invitational.
All right, perfect. Now we jump back to you, Smash. How does the story end?
You're muted.
You muted.
Yeah. Sorry. Are you? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. All right. Great. Yeah. So when you get back to the tavern, Smash isn't there. The people inside, if you ask around, will probably say mean things like, "Oh, you mean that ugly green thing that was here? Yeah, like it came in wanting something to drink, money, so it left." And yeah, Smash just left town. I mean, no one really wants him around. And maybe it passed. Maybe over the passing of time, it finally shows Smash, and he has a little hut out in the woods or out in the grassland, kind of by himself. He has some meat, smoking, and that leather armor that he gained from that mission. He's obviously like patched it up and added onto it, and working sewing on that as it fades away for him.
Nice.
Yep,
Sweet.
perfect. What about Elbereth? Tell us how this story ends before I tell you how it really ends.
Okay. Well, in Elbereth's mind, she comes back from her adventure and she feels very satisfied for the fact that she has, she's tried to help and done good things, and her hatred of orcs or ogres. I'm sorry, orcs. Yeah, her hatred of orcs has been passed down to her since she was a child, and even though she'd never really met them before, it's just something that her family has already, always said, "Oh, orcs are bad. Orcs are bad. You should hate them." So after after being on her adventure with Smash, and after he almost sacrificing his own life to help her, she starts to warm up to the fact that, maybe really orcs really are not that bad. Maybe they really are better than what she's been told. And so she lives out her life, continuing to help people and hoping that maybe one day she might run into Smash again, because after, I'm so sorry, Artesia, after Artesia was not able to give the crown to him, she asked if she could have the crown. That way, in her wanderings, she could possibly meet up with him again. So she holds the crown in her pack and hopes that one day she may meet up with Smash again to give him that crown.
Great. Perfect.
So how does it really end?
Yep. Before I tell you how it really ends, this adventure tonight was run using James Michael Spawn's Untold Adventures. And the actual adventure itself, I took from an adventure called The Forgotten King's Tomb, which is set in the Midgard setting of Cobalt Press. This was written for Pathfinder, but of course I took it and modified it and changed things to fit the game using Untold Adventures tonight. But this is how the story really ends. After you return the artifacts to Nada, he prepares going through them, getting them ready to take on display for the museum. We see late one night as he's sitting there looking at them and going through them with the candle line and stuff on his desk in his little office there. It's dark, of course, pitch dark outside. You see he takes the crown and he's starting to look at the crown and inspect it and start reading these writings on it. And all of a sudden you hear this whispering and babbling. And he looks at it puzzled and he takes it and he says, "Oh, okay." He puts it on his head and seats it down. You see the walls around his small office. You see some wind blow through and some of the scrolls roll off of the tables and some of the books flap open. But then you see the silvery glowing writing starting to appear on the walls around his small office and around him as he's holding that crown down, and he opens his mouth to a large smile and he goes, "They haven't seen anything yet, have they?" That is how the adventure known as the Forgotten Sands of Conviction will end.
Nice.